Save. Wow. Okay, YouTube. Any time now. You can do it. I'll believe in you. My VPN is off, so yeah, I think it should be good. Hello. Test. Is this thing on?
Hello. I've no clip to the back rooms.
Oh no.
Okay, so there's a long hallway. It's fairly yellow. And there are dogs. There are barking dogs everywhere.
Oh no, the dogs.
It's I don't know, it was the manifestation of my memories.
Uh,
Oh, wait, spoilers. Hang on.
well.
Forget I said that, everybody.
No, don't. You'll need that information because that's important to the lore and stuff. Yes, hello. Here we are. I'm coming to you from the very warm Germany at the moment.
And yeah, well, Canada's pretty warm right now too. It was a thunderstorms a lot this past week
Oh,
though.
same here. Yeah, which actually prevented me from
Oh,
going into the pool on Friday while I was at the friendo's place, which is bullshit.
well, I
It's
mean
t-
that's good. That way you won't get stuck in the pool rooms, which apparently are also a thing.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of backroom stuff that is not even relevant to any of this. It's its own entity. I forgot to turn off that auto translate again. God damn it! Of course I would forget. That's fine. It's not big an issue, but it's just I've written it down, and now I'm looking at the note, and as I've didn't do it because I'm stupid. I'm very dumb. But yes.
Is
I have been I've been feverishly rewatching House of the Dragon season 1 and 2.
So one very good, two's got one really, really strong episode, and then some choices. At least that's my take. I really like season one a lot, though.
I still like 2 as well, but it's I don't know. I wouldn't even it's not necessarily slow, but they take a long time to set things up, which hopefully is just gonna benefit for season 3.
I
But
mean, I liked season two as it was going. I just think the
mm,
last couple episodes just felt like they were. It almost was like how can I articulate this? I don't want to just be stuttering and not. It almost the last couple episodes seemed to reveal that they didn't really know exactly what they were doing with a bunch of stuff, and
mm,
I don't know why that is the case because this is a George R. R. Martin story where all the source material is actually done, which for him pretty rare.
pretty rare. Yeah, yeah. I got 2 more episodes to watch. I watched like 7 episodes yesterday, just vegetating, being warm, and just watching more of this. Uh, but yeah, we'll see how season 3 is gonna go because I was flashbanged by that coming out. I think like tonight or something. So I'm probably gonna watch it sometime tomorrow or on Tuesday or something. Um. So yeah, I don't know what I haven't seen any of the teasers or whatever for the first episode, but I assume the first episode is probably gonna be pretty grandiose because we kind of set up
So
everything for fighting to start happening or something.
I
Uh,
saw one early review of it that scared me. It was like a Twitter review, so like it's not in depth or anything. It didn't really spoil much, but it said, "I really enjoyed the first episode of House of the Dragon season 3. Now there's definitely some things that are going to put off some book readers," and I'm like, "Oh my god,
okay.
stop!"
Well, I'm
But
immune to that. I haven't read any books. Like
yeah, Fire
I
and
can't
Blood's
I can't
pretty
read.
good. It's I mean, without giving away too much of the House of the Dragon ending, it's pretty dark towards the
Mm.
end, and
I mean,
don't be
I think that's a given. I think it's already pretty clear that we're not gonna have any happy ending, especially when
yeah.
in season 2 they like Alicent and Rhaenyra find out like, oh yeah, this all this killing. That's just all because dad had Alzheimer's. It's like, oh fuck. And now
Oh
it's too
my.
late already. It's like, oh, okay.
Speaking of dads, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Not 4 hours.
Oh,
Ours was
the
already.
Germans don't appreciate their fathers.
We did do it earlier. It's like a week after or 2 weeks after Mother's Day.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant.
Yeah. We also
We
hate
are the
men.
fatherland. We don't need a Father's Day.
True.
Nailed that one.
I watched House of the Dragon season 2, Hideo Kojima. Nothing would be scarier than that. I think I find those tweets funny, but he's not great with most of the movies. He's praised some shitty fucking movies. So, uh, but yeah. Let's see. But yeah, I've been rewatching that. As I said, got 2 more episodes. I'm probably gonna bang those out after we've done The Forge.
Cool.
And
And
then I'm just gonna go. I finished my second playthrough of First Light offline and recorded all of
yay.
it. Uh, in terms of research, it was a bit of a waste of time. I'm not gonna lie. I've almost learned nothing new. It's like, oh, what if I go this way? It's like, oh yeah, you can just you knock someone out instead of eavesdropping. I was like, oh okay, cool. And then you just do the same
Yeah,
thing
well, I mean,
again, and it just gets
you know,
more. It was so boring. It was an absolute chore to get through this without streaming. Like Jesus, it's really boring. And the
but
few
I
bits and
mean,
bobs that I've learned from like some optional dialogue that I haven't heard before, I was like, oh, that just made it worse. Great. So yeah,
but I
it's
mean, did you realize how many choices you have of how to approach that game any way you want because you've become the Bond man?
no, it made it worse because I've realized how many times they just send you to eavesdrop on someone. Like the
But did you realize how many people you can eavesdrop on and
oh
therefore how
yeah, it's
much
actually embarrassing how many people you can eavesdrop on, and they
Yeah,
and
that's choice.
it's yes, it's amazing. I like the part where eavesdrop on someone or can eavesdrop on someone, so they sent me to the reception to eavesdrop on the receptionist. That was my favorite bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's still blowing my mind how many people I am seeing just like, yeah, Bond First Light, like definitely one of my favorite games of the year. Like it's amazing. It's definitely the best Bond game. I'm just like, how are you people, where are you coming from on this? I don't get it.
I know.
Is it just pretty graphics good? Is that it?
I don't even see any people anymore on my timeline talking about it in any capacity, which I feel like was a bit of a given. They've
That's
already
it. Like
moved
I'll even
on.
see people that like whose like opinions on games I'm generally like pretty decently like approving of. Like this guy Mug Thief is a pretty decent like gaming news YouTuber and usually some pretty good takes. Like really likes Deadlock and like all sorts of games that are a little more off the path. And he even says like, yeah, this seemed like the kind of game I wouldn't like. It's very Sony movie game. It's super guided, but it all just started kind of clicking for me, and I ended up really enjoying it. I was like, why? Why?
I don't
Why?
know. I,
But
I,
yeah,
I don't
Mug
know.
Thief's
I don't.
okay.
I feel like with me doing 2 full playthroughs, I'm already in the upper echelon of game time of most people. It's just that's so boring. Well, at least I got all nice footage now, nice and clean with no chat or webcam or something, and I have some funny clips that have happened during that thing. So it's not completely worthless, but man, in terms of getting more bits and bobs of the story, it's just like nah, it's just bad and boring and shallow.
Yeah,
So
they
yeah, I don't
sure
know.
do be that way.
Some guys I watched
Uh,
that are anti-woke even said they overall like the game. They call the story pretty good James Bond movie. That's embarrassing. Calling this a
I
good
mean, like
story in general is just embarrassing.
woke or not woke has like no bearing on the quality of that game, though. I think
Oh
like
yeah,
it really doesn't even register for me. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing I think you could probably point to is just M being a like Indian or Pakistan, I don't know, South Asian woman, and
yeah.
I mean, I don't really care. Like that's it's just not the kind of thing that's like, okay,
Oh,
yeah,
she's
that's
just a
the
shitty character.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's not her performance, it's not the actress, it's not the choice to cast her. It's just she's kind of useless as a
Yeah,
character. And I'm just like that is why it's bad. It's not because it's woke or not. It's not good because it's based either.
yeah,
Like,
it's just shit. Is bad. Oh, hello, Dev. Hello. Uh, Lots of reviewers jumped the bandwagon, like Luke Stevens, who also praised Mixtape
I've
and
never
framed it as
I
a potential game of the year. Oh
I
no.
I have never really liked Luke Stevens.
I don't even know who that is, I'll be honest.
He's I don't know. He's like a gaming YouTuber guy, but I always have found his delivery and his opinions seem to they come off super pretentious to me, and
Mm.
like he's always just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Takes aside, like I don't really like watching the guy anytime he's popped up on my either I want to say recommendeds, but more accurately, anytime I've seen one of his videos in the last like 5 years, it's just been because it's auto played after someone else.
I'm just scrolling through the homepage. I don't know. First Light is awesome. Mouse PI for Hire is awesome. Crimson Desert amazed me. Resident Evil Requiem is awesome, but short. Okay.
I mean, like again, like I will take Resident Evil Requiem over
I
Bond
tried
First
Lego
Light.
Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I'm impressed. I saw Mala play this. That game looks like absolute fucking hell. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna agree with anything he's ever gonna say, just from the short sample I've seen.
Oh yeah, I've never really been into the Lego games. I played like the original Lego Star Wars, and my friends and I did a co-op for a bit. But like I've never really clicked with them. I've never really been a Lego guy. Like not since I was maybe 10, maybe earlier.
Oh
I
no, it's just
I
it's also just
made a
a.
bunch of the Aquanauts
Mm,
Legos. They were like this underwater space explorer like sci-fi Lego set. And I had a whole bunch of those that I got for Christmas one year, but I don't know. It always felt like I kind of liked playing with the toys when they were completed, like obviously when I was a kid. And I didn't really like the process of building the Lego, and that's kind of the deal.
mm.
But I mean, I guess the Lego games is just yeah, you're playing with the completed Lego.
Yeah, but this
Not
one, from what I've seen, look, this is very lame and shitty writing and not funny or anything. That didn't look as charming as the other ones I've seen. But yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't really on my docket as well. Uh, I don't know. It's just looks bad.
yeah.
I think Wall already stopped, and I think Joe Danger made like a quick supercut of that stream alone. So if you want to sample that, you can go check that out, I guess, on the
Well, I mean, like
Mover
I did
channel.
my PC playthrough of Stellar Blade, and I had so much more fun playing Stellar Blade again than I did playing
Hmm.
Bond. That it's kind of wild. Like, and I found all the cans this time. I've completed the can collection in Stellar Blade. I didn't do that last time.
Yeah.
Earned a PlayStation trophy for it too, even though I was playing on Steam. I was like, "Oh yeah, it does that." I wasn't getting trophies for most of the game because I had already played it on PS5, so my account had those, and then I got the cans, and it's like, "Yeah, PlayStation trophy." I was like, "Oh shit."
No. I guess the other notable thing that happened is that we will be getting pre-orders for GTA soon. Good old
Yeah.
GTA
If you're gonna buy
5.
any Take-Two stock before the 25th, might be the time to do it. Sell it
Yeah.
immediately. They'll probably have one big spike, or if
um,
the European prices indicate that they're doing like 90 € as the base price, then who knows? Maybe that might be a dip for them because they'll get a lot of bad press. But
yeah. And yeah, no pre-order on PC at all, which makes me very
yeah.
sad. But I mean, I'm gonna be playing it when it comes out, just for channel reasons alone, honestly.
Oh, you're gonna play it on PS5?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Should I get it then? Like, should we do a Forge on it?
I
I was
don't
only
I don't
planning to just
know.
wait on the PC port because I don't want to pay Rockstar like 5 times for the same game.
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't know if I want to do a forge on it or anything. I'm definitely gonna stream it. That's the big thing. I want to stream it and play it. Uh,
Well, like I said, I can buy a physical copy because this actually might be a funny story. The dogs and I are doing a modeling gig on Tuesday for the army. So if you see a Canadian Forces Member Welfare Services ad with me and 2 dogs on it, that was that. And I got a Canix gift
nice.
card for it.
But yeah,
Then I
that's gonna happen. I'm waiting for PC personally. I mean, if I would just
That was
play it for me and not stream it, I would 100% wait. But that's probably gonna take another 2 years or some bullshit. Uh, frankly, I find it almost embarrassing that they take so long to make that game and then they don't even put it on PC immediately. I think it's pretty
I
lame.
mean, like Rockstar, they're just they love doing the quadruple dip. Like
Yeah,
you
I
got to
know.
remember, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on PlayStation 3. Everybody,
Yeah,
like
it did.
that's where I first played it, and then there was
Yes, I think so too.
I forget what version it was. Like PS4 edition, I think was the next one that came out. Then I think they also did a definitive edition on PS5 that you also had to pay for. And I don't know. After all of that, I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna wait for the PC version. But
Mm-hmm.
if for forged reasons, then I have a reason to actually
Yeah.
use my PS5. But that said, if it's 30 FPS on PS5, I think I might be like, oh, I can't do this. I'm sorry, Metal.
Oh, dude, I'll be in pain if that's gonna be 30 FPS because I don't have a PS5 Pro. Like I have one with a disk drive attached to it. Like it's not the second one where you have to buy an extra one. It's the proper one with the physical disk drive on it. So
Yeah,
yeah. Reason they wait to
but
put it on PC is because they make infinitely more money via shard cards on console than PC.
well,
Oh yeah, I know why they do it. I just think it's shit.
I think though they would still make that money off the console people if they released it on PC now. Because I think honestly, most of the GTA sales, even if it did come out on PC, GTA is the one series where I don't think it would pull a Capcom recent releases where most of the copies are on PC if they release it the same day. Because I think that a lot of people are just they'll play like Grand Theft Auto and they don't want to play anything else. So they likely still have a PS4 and are just going to buy a PS5 when GTA comes out or an Xbox, depending on what kind of deal they can get. But hardware is expensive now too, even consoles.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure how much that's going to affect things.
yeah.
And
It's gonna be
Dev says,
interesting
"Do you
to
remember
see what the
Cyberpunk on PS4? I bought PS4 and Cyberpunk, and yeah, I mean that was it's crazy they even released those. Like though
right.
I
Yeah,
did for my initial like the review I did on Geeks and Gamers, I did play it a little bit on Xbox One X. I believe, yeah, One X, I think was what I had, and that it worked. I mean, it was 30 FPS, and if you had motion blur on, which was on by default, it gave you a headache immediately. But if you turn motion
yay.
blur off and you didn't mind playing at 30 FPS for Cyberpunk, which I don't
Mm.
recommend, then it was playable, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think though the upside to CD Projekt's policy with that is if you bought it on PS4, you have the PS5 version,
Yeah,
disc or otherwise. Like it's just the game upgrades immediately, like for free. And I don't think there's any chance that Rockstar is going to do that because I think they're kind of playing the Nintendo territory of, hey, pay us $20 to like get better settings on the
yeah,
hardware that you also paid us for shit. And yeah, well, I mean, who knows though? Like, I mean, the next 3 years of the video game industry, I think, are going to be pretty interesting to watch, just because it'll be neat to see how each company handles all like the rising prices of hardware
uh-huh.
and what that means for not only hardware sales, because obviously it would affect those as far as pricing and supply go, but software development. Because I'm willing to bet that if it's really difficult for people to get upgraded systems like say a PlayStation 5 or like I don't know, RTX 6000 series GPU, like if you're looking at leasing them or having to do a payment plan on them that you pay off over 5 years, I think a lot of people are just going to be like, "No, I'm just going to keep playing on what I'm playing on."
Yeah, just don't do
My
that.
Well, that's the thing. So my hope is that developers will be like, "Hey, so why don't we design these things so they don't run like garbage on lower end hardware?" Whoa, Rocky. Okay. Chihuahua just jumped over my keyboard and closed my YouTube window.
Oh
So I can no
no.
longer see chat for a moment. But Rocky, are you guarding the room? He's standing at the corner of the room.
Yeah.
If I have an intruder and you hear gunshots, it accidentally went off because I'm cleaning them right now. I swear I didn't use a firearm to defend myself because I'm in Canada.
Okay. Clipped.
Yeah.
Viral.
Well, I said
uh,
I'm not. Okay.
he sees a ghost. Ooh. Fuck new games. I'm just
Possibly.
playing. WOTLK right now.
I
Was
actually
the
don't know what that is. What
Wonders of
Wrath of the
the
Lich King?
Oh, okay.
Is that
Oh yeah,
World of
maybe.
Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King?
I think so. That sounds about right.
Why would you not just say WoW Dev?
Rather, yeah, if you would have WoW in front of that, I could have probably gotten to Wrath of the Lich King.
I mean, hey, I nailed it though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still playing the current League of Path of Exile 2 and just kind of farming whenever I got time. But I'm now level 92 and takes a long time to get a level up. And every time you die in the end game, you lose a percentage of your XP or something. So every death hurts quite bad. So yeah, that's fun.
Okay, he's returned, but now JoJo's growling. As for the Xenoblade things, it's Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition also got a 60 FPS. Right, JoJo. I know it's a bad patch, and yeah, it still runs like shit. I paid 15 Canadian dollars on it, and fuck Nintendo, I hate them so much.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's basically it from my end. It's just been Bond, House of the Dragon, and Backrooms, of course. Uh, like I basically got up and was like, hey, you know what? I could use a bit of a refresher of what Backrooms and stuff like that even is. So I went back and I think and watched the Wendy Goon vidya on essentially the summary of all the Backrooms videos that came out from Kane
Candy
Pixels or
Parsons.
Kane
Yeah.
Parsons, whatever you prefer is. Uh,
Did you watch the big like 3.5 hour long one?
yeah, almost completely through. I watched it when it
Yeah.
came out, and then I just kind of had it running on the side to just kind of remind myself, like, oh yeah, this has been going since I don't know, was it like 2019 or something? Like he started this like ages ago, and yeah, it's just kind of just a cool thing because the Backrooms is all like based on the I don't know, was it like a Reddit post or like a
4chan, I believe.
sorry?
I believe it was 4chan, the
Oh,
original
4chan
like
even. Okay, okay, yeah.
Backrooms creepypasta post.
Yeah, yeah. One of those, and it's just this image. And you know what? If I would be a good streamer, I would have prepped that image to be on screen right now. But I forgot to do that because I'm very good at everything.
Yeah.
There's like the big liminal space video picture where it's like, oh, this looks kind of familiar, but it kind of looks wrong a little bit. And this is kind of where this all is based off of, and it has like created this massive like ARG almost, where people create stories about the back rooms and all the different floors and whatnot. Like if you go into like the super crazy stuff with the back rooms, has like unlimited amount of floors, and there's like one with that's just pools. I think one is just
The
a
pool room. Yeah.
one of them is like a big field that has like houses in them. I think in what was it? I think you can find like almond water in the back rooms in certain rooms because they need. I guess they needed a way to tell stories in there and people not just die after a couple of days every time. So you can find like almond water and other things. Funny enough, in this movie, they kind of create food in a weird way, which I didn't expect. Um, and yeah, so it's like this big online community, um, like backrooms floors. I'm just wondering if there's like there's probably a website. Oh yeah, it's just the backrooms wiki. Okay, I could have probably thought about that myself. And it's just a shit ton of stories. It's kind of like SCP Foundation, where people just put in their stories, and I assume it's also just administrated by uh, a set of people who are like, okay, yeah, we can do this, but this one is going to be cringe or things like that. I think they have like a system in place where they figure out as a community if that's going to be a good addition or not. And yeah,
Well,
if I'm looking here through, I just have the level list from the backrooms here. And by the way, this is not relevant in general to the movie. It's just kind of like
the lore.
the lore of the existence of this. And yeah, they have like levels 0 to 99, and it goes up to levels 900 to 999. And there's like ones
Yeah,
that's like 966 is Inferno and shit like this. Actually never seen that there's that many, so that's kind of funny. Um, and yeah, again, this is just a little background history, I guess, of where this all comes from. And it's like this big community; they do their things, and none of this with the different floors is like relevant for the movies. Actually, not even Kane Pixel's YouTube channel and all the videos he made on there are needed for you to understand what the Backrooms movie is gonna be. And he made this very clear when he did in some interviews and Q and A's or whatever. It's like, yeah, no, this is like a standalone movie, but it's also gonna be tied into what I've already done on YouTube for a long time. So this is gonna be a decent watch for everybody who has no idea what this is, but also it's gonna be nice for all the theory crafting people out there to connect like the dots. And it's kind of fun because I watched a Wendigoon video, and there was like, it's like, oh yeah, we have like a gap here in 1990, and the movie is in 1990, so it's gonna fill that gap that people were wondering about what might could have happened there, or what they could put in there. And yeah, it's like there's probably like a ton of shit in there that I'm not even aware of. Like I'm not an expert on the Backrooms. I like watched videos about it and breakdowns, specifically the Wendigoon ones, because they're pretty extensive. I think it's like a 2 hour and a 3.5 hour video on the
yeah.
Backrooms.
The 3.5 hour one is more recent, and I think it
Yeah,
factors in a bunch of the stuff from the movie because like
from the
obviously
trailer. The movie wasn't out yet
well,
when he
but
made that movie.
he had apparently like gone to the set and like talked to Kane Pixels about it, so he knew a bunch more stuff and
Mm.
made like an updated video kind of as a primer for it. So I watched the majority of the Wendigoon video, but then I decided like, okay, I'm just gonna watch the Kane Pixels videos, like the
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
short films. And I watched them all. They're bizarre,
Mm.
and they all seem like they could have at any point been like a scene in this movie, really, because
Yeah.
this movie does have quite a few characters with a couple different things going on, and at least the very beginning of it almost seems like it was a Kane Pixels short film that they just put at the beginning of the movie. But it is a unique one. That's not one of the ones that already existed.
Yeah.
I think though the interesting way to kind of boil down what Backrooms is and what Kane Pixels Backrooms is and how they differ is that Backrooms, the lore, the general idea is almost like urban legend kind of deal.
Mhm.
And Kane Pixels is just a guy that said, okay, I'm going to take this 4chan internet urban legend or internet legend, I guess you could say, and add my own lore to it and kind of
Yeah.
give my take on it with this like you have the well okay, I'm actually forgetting what the company's called now. The
Async.
Async, yeah. So like you had like the Async company
Mhm.
made it so that there was presumably some scientific explanation behind what the backrooms were and how they functioned. This movie, I think, at least from what I could tell from the I mean, granted, I didn't go back and watch the rest of the Wendigoon video because I ended up crushing like 3 hours worth of Game Pixel shorts. But it seems like the movie does clarify some of the concepts that he has in his head and
Mm.
his view of what the backrooms is. That said, I think that because it like no one owns the backrooms IP, so I can only imagine that because of how much money this movie made, a bunch of other studios are probably going to just fire out their own
Yeah.
backrooms movies and like with just with random subtitles because it's sort of like a Grimm Brothers Grimm's fairy tale thing. Like anyone can just make a movie about them, and you don't have to have any kind of license for it. But I think that it's really neat that A2 A is number one. I'll say that A24 actually got a guy that had some things going and seemed to give him a fair amount of creative freedom
Mm.
because this movie definitely doesn't seem very studio controlled. Like it seems like it's got a decent sized budget, But man, you got to buckle up for some weird things that happen in this movie,
Yeah.
particularly towards the end. And I didn't love all of that stuff. However, I do appreciate that it's like, yeah, no, like this is a truly bizarre movie that they kind of let this guy made, and it ended up doing quite well for them. So, it's
Yeah, I think it
I
was
think that
trailing 300 million the last time I checked. So
yeah,
on a
and
10 million budget, if I recall correctly. So doing very well. Much like Obsession, really, which just kind of also explains the
yeah,
title of the Forge here today. It's like, yeah, it's another low budget movie that's dominating the cinemas because they're just doing really well. I saw someone
yeah,
tweet earlier today. I forgot who it was, but yeah, I took my girlfriend or wife or whatever to the cinema to watch Obsession, and it's now fifth week and still pretty fucking full. People are still going out watching that movie. So
yeah,
yeah,
and I believe it comes out on digital this week for Obsession. And yeah, I don't. Well, again, we did it. We covered Obsession last week, but strongly recommend.
yeah. Oh, the stream just begun, Tuna.
Yeah, we're
We're
half
still
an hour in.
still words. They're hard. We're still talking about things. We're still getting into the movie.
We're preambling a bit, but I think yeah, we are kind of
Yeah.
into the movie at this point. Although I did see people. The other thing that I meant to bring up was the Halo split screen debacle, and
Right.
apparently
Yeah. Yeah.
343
Good
made a
point.
mistake there, and you need to link a PlayStation account to an Xbox account in order to play, like just to play at all. And I guess that means you do have to connect to the internet, but apparently no subscriptions are required on
Okay.
even on PlayStation for split screen co-op. But man, that was a weird thing to put out if it wasn't correct because for for a couple days the thought was that for split screen co-op for the new Halo game on PlayStation, you need to have one person connected to a Microsoft account and two paid PlayStation Plus accounts in order to play split screen fucking Halo co-op,
Dude, imagine. Yeah.
which yeah, that was wild, but apparently it was because someone at 343 either used AI to write their co-op instructions or didn't look into it properly or didn't think that it maybe didn't realize that PlayStation Plus specifically meant PlayStation paid account and not just your PlayStation Network account because
Hmm.
yeah, I think that was the thing. It was like a
Right.
PlayStation
Right. Right. Yeah.
Network account is required, not PlayStation Plus for local co-op.
Perfect sum of 343 sending of Halo. They made a mistake. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're Halo Studios now, and they also over-designed the living shit out of the Halo ring.
Dude, I saw. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Look, it's now UE5 realism slops. Like, fuck's
Yeah, it
sake.
has all sorts of like weird circles and swirls and things that make it look really busy when it didn't need to be.
Yeah, it's just. It's just I'm just annoyed. Just fucking just leave the games alone. Didn't we already remaster those games? We have the Master Chief Collection. Did we need a remake of that fucking shit? I just, I'm
I
getting
mean, I honestly,
so fucking
I,
tired of remakes. Everything's like, we
I
doing a
think
remake. It's like, no, stop.
I think in the case of Halo, they wanted to switch engines and they decided, okay, we'll try Unreal Engine 5, but we'll practice and we'll just do like a remake of the original Halo campaign in UE5 and see how this works. But no multiplayer. So there's a Halo game with zero multiplayer component at all, which is
Okay.
aside from co-op, I guess, co-op campaign,
Uh-huh.
no actual Halo multiplayer and it
That's
it
crazy.
looks not very good. I have not seen anything from this game that has made me say yes, I want to play it. And the only time I even considered playing it at all was when Metal and I were going over what games we're going to be covering because there's a lot of games coming out at the same
Oh
time. And I
yeah.
was like, any interest in the Halo campaign one? And he's like, no, not really. I'm like, yeah, yeah, me neither. So unless you guys really want to see us talk about Halo campaign evolved, I believe we will both be
Yeah.
skipping that one.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I'll stream it. It's probably gonna be on Game Pass, I imagine. Maybe I'll give it a look, but I don't know.
I don't even have Game Pass right now.
There's so many fucking games coming out. I don't even know where my head is right now. I'm like the last 2 weeks. I'm just in like deep in everything mode. It's just it's just tired, and then it's just really hot, so that doesn't help. I'm definitely gonna have to set up my AC tomorrow because I think tomorrow is gonna be gonna be rough. Um, yeah. Think of the amazing digital circus finale. I have never watched that show in my life. I don't know. Ask my sister. I think she watches that stuff. Well, she
I
probably
I've
does
never.
because I bought her a figurine for her birthday for that. So there we go.
Is this something that like is popular? Like I've never heard of Amazing Digital
I
Circus.
think it's like a YouTube thing that got like a big finale now. I think. I
But
don't know.
like, do we know anything? Like, what is the
I don't know.
elevator
I know
pitch?
the name, and it has like some
Is it animated?
clown,
Is it a podcast?
some clown creature or something. I don't know. It's an animated series that's made on
Oh,
YouTube by
okay.
people.
YouTube
That's
animated series that
yeah.
I've just yeah. I don't know all of the YouTube stuff.
It has a Fortnite skin now. That's how you know they made it.
Yeah.
That's I didn't even read the second part. I just said that myself, but somebody immediately said in the same line, "That's how you know they made it as an IP." So yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's the most popular indie animated show on YouTube. I mean, maybe it's
Can't
just
wait
like
to
I guess
never
that's the
watch it.
thing about YouTube. If it's not in my algorithm and it doesn't pop up, and I don't actually watch that much scripted content on YouTube. Like I tend to watch commentary of things more so than like shows. I mean, honestly, like I had to actually search the Kane Pixels backroom stuff, and that's probably the last time I watched a movie type thing on YouTube or a show. Although, I mean, I guess technically I watched Iron Lung on YouTube, but I paid for it mostly because yeah, another YouTuber who made a horror movie that I liked, and I'm like, yeah, I'll give Markiplier $15 for this. It's like a super chat. Now I get a copy of Iron
Hmm.
Lung that I can watch whenever.
Dude, I
But
wish it
still
would be
waiting on that
78
disc.
Fahrenheit right now. It's more like 95.
What is it here? Although, I mean, weather talk. Come on, what are
20,
we doing?
25 is awesome. That's like my favorite. That's my favorite kind of
Yeah, that's
warmth.
too hot for
It's
me.
really
21
nice.
here. Yeah, 21 is actually kind of my like right now it is my perfect temperature. So, hey, if it's not windy, I'll take the dogs for a walk later. However, I guess
Mm.
maybe here I can do a teaser for this. After the
Oh,
stream, I will be streaming the Cyberpunk Wuthering Waves stuff. So we roll
yay.
right into that. If you guys want to sub to my channel, link in the description.
Do it.
I don't know if it's going to be good. I can only play it once, so I'm going to play it on stream, and I might sound like a robot because I can't really figure out what's going on with Streamlabs and this specific microphone. But hey, I'm Mark the Cyborg, so there you go.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, you can do that after. I'm just gonna watch more House of the Dragon. Uh,
Hot D is what
Hot
it's
D.
referred
I'm
to.
gonna look at some Hot D. Oh yeah. Yeah, but I guess that kind of sums up what the back rooms are. I mean, there's like bits and bobs. Like the back rooms as was like the Kane Pixel version of the back rooms. There's been a whole bunch of like evolutions, or whatever you like to call it, and it's you got the async company which has been researching the thing, and like one of the suspicious things is that all the timeline shows is that it all started at like a certain point and there's actually nothing before that. So maybe I guess there's like speculation that they've done something to create this thing, or they found it and dabbled with it and now it's like kind of evolving and expanding of some sorts. There's like some energy shit going in there, and there's like all kinds of things. I would recommend watching the Kane Pixel stuff and then maybe some breakdowns. The thing with ARGs like this for me, or analog horror, ARG is not even the right thing for that one. I think it's probably analog horror is probably a better fit as a genre or a type of
Isn't
horror.
analog horror more the style of the way it's shot with
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
high 8 cameras and things like that? Which they do use in this movie to pretty good effect,
Yeah, I
in
think
addition to
analog
some
horror is probably going to be better because ARG would probably be more the
the
big
game, yeah.
version with the different floors and shit like this.
Well,
Um.
ARG also kind of implies that there's a solution. So, like, the
Mhm.
idea is
Mm.
that someone created it and it's a puzzle that people need to solve. I remember actually speaking of Halo, for Halo 2, there was this ARG where you go to this website called, I think it was ilovebees.com. and you can go down this rabbit hole that ends up giving you some information about Halo 2, and like this is, early 2000s internet, so it was a bit different. The speed at which information travels between different communities was slower back then, but I remember it being a kind of neat thing to hear people say, "Oh yeah, we found this link that actually shows you that the Covenant higher ups, like the council, like Truth, Reconciliation, like or yeah, Prophet of Truth, the prophets, yeah, Truth. God, I forgot the three prophets' name. Damn man, my Halo lore is slipping.
I
Anyways, I remember there being stuff about that you could fall down internet rabbit holes for. Generally, ARGs are made as a marketing tool like that, at least from my understanding of them. I think that calling Backrooms internet folklore is probably the most accurate description of it.
Hmm.
Because again, it's like this world where it's like all these different communities are either writing essentially fan fiction or analyzing fan fiction and then coming to conclusions about what makes the most sense and what I guess what makes for the best story. And I think the interesting thing about that being made into a fairly big budget, at least as far as in low budget horror terms, this is a pretty big budget movie, $10 million.
Hmm.
Is this probably solidified some canon, as you could call it, but I'm willing to bet I haven't gone down any of these rabbit holes, but I
Yeah.
would wager there are probably Backrooms fans that are just like, yeah, like this version's bullshit and Kane Pixel fucked everything up and he doesn't own this stuff. And yeah, I think SCP would probably also count as internet folklore. Although, I mean, did SCP exist before the internet or is it more recent than I think? I feel like it's been around forever.
Uh,
At the same time, like, yeah, the internet has too. So I don't know,
yeah.
man. I'm getting too old. That's the problem.
It's all a blur. But yeah. So I guess we can just jump in. I don't know. I don't know if a blurb makes sense because I think in a blurb you can just basically say everything about the movie.
Mm.
Like I think it's like a
Not
short
many
thing.
things happen in this movie. Like it's not a very event heavy movie, but it is, I think, very effectively atmospheric and
Yes.
lets you, I don't know, kind of draw your own conclusions about some things, but in a way that doesn't seem totally cheap. Like they're just saying, "Oh, we actually don't even know what's going on." Because especially towards the end of this movie, like despite what your opinion on the revelations might be, it definitely does make it clear that it's like, "Oh no, they were going for something pretty specific." It's not just, "Oh, you go into these back rooms and then random scary stuff that follows no rules of reality." It's like there are rules here and they're complicated, and I think that a kind of a neat thing is that there's three factions, I guess you could say, or three perspectives that view the backrooms from I don't know, different lenses, you could say.
Mm.
Like for the philosophical perspective, I think is like our main character here. The psychologist, I think delves more with the emotional things, like more so than philosophical, like what it means to your psyche and how your feelings are both impacted by the backrooms and how they impact them. And then the final faction is the people who are trying to analyze the backrooms from a scientific perspective. And I think that it's neat to imagine that all three of those perspectives have things that you can dig into, you know? And I don't think this movie's perfect. I don't think it absolutely nails all of those things, but I do think it's fairly effective in presenting the back rooms as something that isn't just, hey, yellow rooms and there's spooky stuff in it. Ah, God, a jump scare. Oh my God. It's like they really are kind of turning this into something that you can dig into. I think saying it has depth might be inaccurate because I don't even think Kane Pixels has figured out all of it, but there are definitely things that you can analyze and explore in both the lore surrounding the backrooms and in this movie that I think were quite effective. And yeah, generally I like this movie. I don't think it's amazing, and I think it's actually a tough one to recommend because I'm willing to bet most of the people who I might say, hey, yeah, like maybe go see this movie too. If I recommended them to go see this movie, they'd be like, bro, what was that? But at the same time, I think a certain type of film fan might really enjoy this movie, and how many weird choices it makes, and yeah, the main character John Backrooms.
John Backrooms. He's my favorite. Can't believe they race swapped him. John Backrooms is supposed to be white. God damn it! Imagine.
This movie's woke. They made John Backrooms black.
This is bullshit. Can John Backrooms crawl?
God, and actually, I just brought up IMDb because I wanted to make sure I was getting character names right. Yeah, so Clark is our main character.
Yeah.
And so just as a quick aside, a pop up for Mortal Kombat 2, which just released on digital. That movie fucking sucks. I watched it yesterday, and it was so bad, it actually kind of surprised me. And I wasn't a big fan of the original Mortal Kombat movie that came out, so I guess I wasn't really expecting much, but I kept hearing, yeah, Johnny Cage is in this, and they do a lot of like cool game stuff in it. I hated almost every second of that movie.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, yeah, it's probably most similar to Mortal Kombat 11 as far as like how well its story is told, or maybe even Mortal Kombat 1. But yeah, I think after Mortal Kombat 1, the game, and Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, I think I'm just out on this series. I don't think I'm ever, I don't think I'm ever gonna do anything with Mortal Kombat ever again at this point. I'm just, oh god, it was terrible. Sorry.
No, that's
I know clipped into Mortal Kombat.
I know clipped into Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Very well. Let's go through this schleem, shall we?
Sorry, we'll get that in the super chats, but I just watched that chat and it made me laugh.
Because we start with the async logo, and we are situated at the 19th of June, I think, in 1990, and we just kind of follow around some camera footage. And I guess if you don't already know what the Backrooms are, I mean, we kind of already explained that. It's like the very classic Backrooms stuff, or look, I should say. It's like, yeah, slightly yellowish walls, the carpet floor, and all kinds of weird maze-like turns and corners and stuff like that. So we just kind of get introduced to the general look of the Backrooms. And
oh god, now I'm getting thrown off again. Mauler like Mortal Kombat 2? Seriously? I almost don't believe that.
I don't know. Maybe I just fun with it. I don't know. I haven't talked about Mortal Kombat with anyone, so I do not know.
I don't know. Mortal Kombat 1995. That's the only one you need to watch. Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off there. It's
no
just,
worries.
Mauler liking it surprised me. Drinker will sometimes like things that are just silly, so that doesn't confuse me as much. But Mauler, God, Longman, why?
That's fine. You can beat him up later.
Yeah. I mean, from what I gather, Mauler's a pretty big guy. I think he could probably take me. I'm small and
make Drinker feel bad.
I'm muscular and I can fight kind of, but I am pretty tiny. So like,
again, and we see that the guy is wearing one of those hazmat suits, and there's cables on the floor. So it seems like they set up some kind of base here, the async people, and he's trying to contact someone to no avail, unfortunately. And he's just kind of wandering around, and what was it? The fucking a seagull or something comes through a door, which is kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
So that seagull might have phased through a wall somewhere and landed here, and then just flies away. But the door opens, and he checks out the rest of the thing. And if this is the first thing you first watch, it's just like, oh, there's like these things here. There's some oh shit, what do you call the ship wheels to navigate? Fuck, it's just a
Actually, yeah, what is that called?
Like
the helm?
Like basically the steering wheel for a big ship.
It's the helm, right?
Wait,
am I wrong about that?
Is it helm?
I'm not in the Navy.
Okay, yeah, someone chat says helm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is not a word I use a lot.
Gotta watch Master and Commander again. That's a good movie.
Man the helm. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So you see some of these, you see like a shelf, a cupboard, but you also see a banner that says no credit. It's like, interesting. And obviously, if you pay attention, you will see those banners here very soon. But also, the guy hears some noises, and we see a big tall figure emerge, and he starts running away. But unfortunately, he gets trapped, and you hear a very bone chilling scream, which sounds very unnatural. And then the
Mhm.
tape stops, and you just see like 3 or 4 researchers in the reflection of the screen. They were just reviewing the footage. So that is
Yeah.
your little introduction to the Backrooms, and I guess the async corporation company. We don't really know at this point yet what it is, and that they're researching the thing and looking at some footage. Followed up by that, we see like a child and a mother putting like a little handprint in the cement of a house, but we cut back and it's getting demolished. And we learn later on that, at least that's the way I understood it. The mother was taken away, and the child was probably raised by someone else or something, and this is like their childhood home, and it's getting demolished. She's kind of looking at that stuff, and she takes one of the handprints with her as a little bit of a memorabilia, if you will. And that's Maria, Mary. Shit, my brain. Why did I just write one?
Yeah, Mary.
Mary. Okay, so I was right. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And that's a small introduction to her. We also learn very soon that she's like a psychiatrist.
Correct.
Then I get
Specifically, the main character's psychiatrist.
yes, which we are getting introduced to right after this. Good old Clark here is going back to work. No, back he's going to work. He has a big old furniture store. It's like a big warehouse, and he's got a bunch of furniture in there, but it's very empty. It doesn't look very busy, and you see a whole lot of past due bills that he has to pay. But as I've pointed out, there were banners of no credits needed and some helms, and you see a clock helm on the wall in his office, and you see those banners with the same print on his walls as well. So that's kind of interesting.
So yeah, perhaps there are a lot of customers who take the no credit needed furniture and aren't super great about paying their bills because his business doesn't seem to be going spectacularly well.
Yeah, he's it's not going great. He's also doing some calculations, I think, if I recall correctly. So all the hallmarks of it not going well with his store.
Yeah, and then we'll soon learn that he doesn't even necessarily want to be doing this at all, and that he only opened this store in order to get some more reliable income in to put his ex-wife through school.
Yeah,
And he wants to be an architect, or he is an
yeah,
architect.
yeah. He is an architect. I assume what they mean with the like they do like a little role play here, the psychiatrist and him, where it's like, hey, let's relive that night when you guys essentially broke up, and he apparently he likes to get drunk a whole bit after the store because well he kind of thinks his life sucks and he's kind of stuck in a loop. And yeah, she role plays as the wife, and he's just him. It's like, oh, I'm gonna. Oh, how many fucking beers did you drink? I was like, oh, just a couple. It's like, oh, don't lie, I can tell from your breath, stuff like that. And he gets like more and more agitating as they go along with the conversation, and he gets a little bit too into it, and it's like, oh, someone needs to pay the bills. You go to school, and I pay you when you don't have school. and when there's a break, and what, you want a child too, and if that happens, who's going to take care of it? Do I need to do this because you're going to be in school and I have to still make money? Somebody has to make money around here. So he's clearly very frustrated by the situation he's gotten himself in. So yeah, the is very annoyed and is like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. I got a little bit too into this character. But yeah, he's clearly not happy with what's going on, and he specifies all the times like, oh, it is my house, by the way, like for real, like I'm paying for that when she kicked me out of my house. So he thinks that's bullshit, of course. And yeah, she's just trying to help him a little bit, but it's not going super duper well. He's kind of like blaming everything else, and that's obviously going to come back towards the end of the movie where he has a crash out of sorts, I guess. Hello? Did you leave? Yeah. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was messaging someone from Discord. Yeah, so like we were at the role play where he yells at her.
Yeah. That's kind of this what I just went over, and that he's
Yeah,
very
and
frustrated with all the things that's happening, and that he kind of blames everyone around him at the moment. Well, this is going to come back towards the end of the movie when he has his crash out.
yeah, and again, I think this is another aspect of the movie that I think your mileage on it'll vary depending on how you feel about this framing. At the same time, I think that Chiwetel Ejiofor really carries the delivery
Mm-hmm.
in both the times he goes through with very different tones and context. But I think that the big thing this is trying to show to us is that Clark is a character that has a lot of anger
Yeah.
about his situation, like a whole lot of it, and he is a reasonably warranted in some of it, but also he seems to want to deny taking responsibility for the things that he can control. Most specifically his drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So while it does sound like if you take his version of the story as let's say he's telling the truth about everything, that he took this job, or like I guess opened this business in order to put his wife through school, and he basically gave up his dream of being an architect. At the same time, I'm not 100% sure that if he was an architect, he would be making less money than working at a furniture shop. But we'll take that for what it is. And it would really suck if things got bad with his wife. She left, and then he found himself with a furniture shop that was dwindling that he didn't even want to be at, and all specifically so he could pay her education bills, and presumably she is the one who ended up keeping the house, or at least is in the house for now, and which is why he's been staying in the furniture store.
Mm-hmm.
And you would be totally correct to be angry about all that, but at the same time there's likely some element of like, well, what did you do to create that situation? Like, how often were you getting drunk and flipping out at her? Like,
Yeah.
we don't really ever get her side of the story, but I think the movie does a pretty decent job of only giving us his side of the story, but with enough context in the delivery and how he reacts to his anger to say that like he probably wasn't perfect either, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
and I think that becomes much more clear towards the end of the movie. And but here, even I think that I like this scene. I mean, I know a lot of people said that like, yeah, well, why are we doing this like psychology scene at the beginning of this movie? But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's pretty important for what ends up going down, and it really gave me in one scene essentially a pretty good idea of who Clark is and what he's going through.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I understood, it didn't seem cheap, and it did seem like something that you could relate to, whether or not you've ever been in a situation like that. Because it does seem like he is in a situation that really sucked for him,
Mm-hmm.
with yeah, with enough hints that there's another side of the story that we're not getting.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So
so I'm on team good scene.
yeah, I don't
But
mind at all. It's pretty good setup for a character here. Following up that, he's filming an ad as a pirate, the parrot on his shoulder, and he falls over because one of his chairs breaks, and yeah, just it seems just like a little funny bit here, but it's probably going to be important. Not probably, it's going to be important to what we're going to see later on, and I guess the theme that the monster is going to be towards the end here. Also, two of his employees, or I guess she is employed here. Kay, I think is her name, and the boyfriend has like a camera he could borrow so they can film one of those ads you've seen back in the 90s on the television. I think that's like an America thing where they have like all these localized stations, I think, and
yeah,
they can run ads there where they have like their own little, I don't know, they have like their car salesman uh
I
ad
I
going
believe
on or
it's that
something like that.
you like there was so big networks, but the networks through terrestrial TV, like radio frequency broadcast
Mm-hmm.
TV, would be local affiliate stations. So they would still show, I don't know, like I guess 1990, like Seinfeld or something. But instead of getting all of the national ads and nothing else, you would also maybe get the odd local ad that you could just pay the station in your area for to, you know, advertise your used car dealership and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
I
making
gotta say though, I did not expect how relevant the pirate costume would become to later on in the film.
yeah, same here. Uh yeah, he does that. He's like, okay, open the store, and she just says, "Oh, we've been open the whole time," and it's like completely empty. Like, oh, just reaffirming that it's not going great. He calls like a electrician or something. He comes out, like, yeah, here I checked out all your stuff, but it looks pretty much fine overall. But let me know where the breakers are. I'm gonna go check those out because shit's just been flickering in the nights. It's completely random. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, let me show you where this is. And they check out the breaker box. And I was like, wait, who the fuck
You know,
made this thing? It's like, oh, I
it's a
don't know. It's just
diagonal breaker that like they really don't seem like they're supposed to be on
yeah,
there.
exactly. Because he's like, because Clark first says like, oh, you know, they said it's not that old, should be fine. And the electrician just kind of like flipping them on and off, and he points out like, wait, who put those here? And he looks at them, it's like, okay, I'm not an expert, but why are they like diagonal? Why are they pointing this way? This is weird. And I guess like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what they do. And they turn them off, and nothing happens at the time.
And like this part, I wonder. I mean, I've only seen the movie once, and it was now quite a little while ago. But I sort of wondered if all the lights were off in the basement, and then you flicked on the Backrooms one, would you see the door, or is it just like at night specifically?
I couldn't tell you. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's like one of the mystery things that maybe the door wasn't fully opened yet at that point because from what I understand, the backrooms are constantly shifting and changing anyway, and trying
Oh yeah.
to like remake things from the real world. So
Is it like
it might have
access
only,
point? I think that there's a word for the doors too. It's
I think it was just
that
portals. I think, or at least no. I
portal.
think what Async has, they called a portal. I think they made that. I don't know if there's like a specific word for these random ones. Maybe we have some lore junkies in chat that maybe can
Mhm. I
tell us
do know
about
that
that.
async refers to the Backrooms as the complex, though. They
Yes,
do
that's
not
true.
call it the Backrooms.
Threshold, maybe.
Thresholds, maybe yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I was wondering because I haven't I don't think I've seen it before. This movie that there's like change on this side, like on our side of this universe. So I know that shit in the backrooms constantly shift around, but this changed something like in the real world with like the switches being weird and crooked and a different
Mhm.
color. So I wonder if that's like a completely new thing or something I'm just not aware about that can happen
Yeah,
in the
like
real world.
the back room is like leaking into the real world with just like the two
Yeah.
switches a little bit. They're called anuses. Oh yeah,
Entering the
spot
backroom is
on.
called clipping, like in the video game. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no clipping. No, yes. Clipping is like a clip is the walls and floors and ceilings in a video game, and to no clip is to move through a place where there should have been a clip. But
Yeah.
yeah. Although if you play, I think the original, yeah, I think actually it was Doom 2 where ID no clip was to go through walls. I
Hmm.
don't know why, but I remember the Doom 1, which was the Doom 1 cheat code for no clipping was much longer. It was IDSPOSPOPD, I think. Like it was pretty long, but I think because I knew it pretty well, I just always remember the Doom cheat codes.
Nice.
That said,
I always
playing
remember the Age of Empires 2 for gold, which I think was just Robin Hood. And then you get 1,000 gold every time you type it in.
Ah,
um, we go back to Mary for a little bit, and we see that she's also running an ad because she made a book called The Window Within. And it says, overcome barriers and take action, which, overcoming barriers is kind of a bit of a cheeky thing to say in this movie, obviously. All the no clipping, and I know
yeah,
it's just fun anyway because this is 1990, so she sells like a book and also cassette tapes. It's just fun.
yeah. The audiobooks are on cassette.
Um, yeah, a 3-part audio series.
I mean, honestly, yeah, like when I was a kid, that was probably the reason I never got into audiobooks. Because like you buy one and like, hey, they'd be super expensive. It'd be like $100 for if you wanted like the audiobook of Lord of the Rings or something, and then you'd get like 10 cassette tapes of it and or like CDs eventually. But yeah, Audible, like where you can just download the whole book to your phone, it's way better
Mm.
system.
Someone should just said, what if it isn't the real world, just a better copy of actual real world? Would explain why it feels a bit empty. The sky looks painted, and the switches appearing outside the back rooms. That's a theory you can go through for as well. Yeah, it would be interesting. Uh, yeah, I don't know how possible that is with the established stuff that we have, but yeah, it could definitely be because it seems like it's getting the back rooms are getting better anyway in copying things. So this could very well be a possibility. Yes, that maybe the basement is already the back rooms or something.
Yeah, and
Uh,
at least we see once he actually does enter it that the room in the basement seems to be the first thing that's shifted into it. Like there's the big pile of furniture, and I think it's a bunch of the furniture that you do see in the room that he
yeah,
entered from, if I remember correctly.
yeah. It's a bunch of furniture you see around the store that's just piled up in the first backroom door. While she is looking at the tally, we cut back to him also looking at the tally, and he's nursing the bottle. He's having a bit of I don't even know what that is, rum, liquor,
Liquor.
it's something like that. I do remember that flat bottle. I don't know if this might be like Hennessy or something. I don't know.
If you get an image of it, I might be able to say. I feel like I did know when I saw it, but again, I'm slipping my mind.
I think it's also a very non-unique kind of alcohol bottle. It's just like the rounded thing at the top, and then it's like that's it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's just it doesn't matter at all. But he's currently chilling in the furniture store. He's just on one of the beds and looking at the television. But the television turns off while he's looking at it, and it's like, oh, this piece of shit breaker again. The lights turn on, it's flickering, and he's just annoyed. He's not having a good time. Okay, he's just not having a great time right now.
Oh,
and I
yeah, absolutely not.
and I think we get like a couple of seconds where he drives towards his house and kind of looks at it, but doesn't go in because right before that he looks at a picture of himself and his now ex-wife. But he doesn't go in. He doesn't really do anything going over there. Then a little bit more from Mary. She's just, I think she's doing a book presentation of sorts, like at her place or something, and she doesn't look too happy either. She's like, "Yeah, I'm listening." So there's like kind of similarities where they seem to be both kind of stuck in this world they made for themselves, but they're not super duper happy about it, and they're kind of like bored with it or want something else. Because she looks at a child and a mother in the back, and there's definitely something going on here. It's like, oh man, I would like that again. And I say again because this is gonna allude towards herself and her mother and the way they, I guess, like split paths, went their separate ways in a not so good way. And she also gets some medication out of a cupboard. So yeah, not going super duper. Probably not probably. She's definitely doing better than Clark does, but she still yearns for something else, which is kind of fun in a way. Well, not fun, interesting. I guess is a better word because she also kind of wants
Interesting, I
to.
think, would probably be a better word.
Yeah, because she also kind of wants to go through that open window she constantly talks about, but she's not doing it because, uh, you know, as humans, you form habits and stuff like that, and they are familiar. They talk a couple of times about the path of least resistance, and doing what they do all the time is kind of the path of least resistance for a while. Uh,
I
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that the other commonality between them is they're both trapped in a bad memory in
Right.
a way. Like, very different types of memory and very different time frames too, but it both of the, I guess, main characters, you could call them in the movie, Mary and Clark, aren't over pretty serious traumas that they've had in their life.
Mm-hmm. So back to Clark. He's on the telly again. He's watching an ad for Big Wayne's Furniture Barn, uh, and he calls him a prick because he's annoyed with him. But then the television
Damn.
has like some weird interference, and we see something from the back rooms with a cardboard cutout, and then the television just turns off, and the basement light goes on. And he's just like, this fucking piece of shit breaker box prick shit. Just goes down, and he switches all of the breaker switches to off, but the light is still on. It's like, that's weird. But then he also turns off the ones that look weird, the red tilted ones, and then everything goes off. And he tries to turn it back on, but nothing happens. He's like, weird. He starts going back outside, but he sees like a light coming through the wall, like a little slit in the wall. And he's like, that's weird. And he approaches it, and is like, do I hear something from over there or something? I don't know. And he tries to lean on it, and he falls right into the back rooms. No
Yeah,
clips in there. Uh, and actually,
phases, as
I
it were.
saw I saw a short interview with Kane Parson where he explained how they had like two cameras set up, one in the room he's falling into and the one he was in, and it was kind of hard to rotoscope something in 3D, to especially because he's doing like a pretty slow motion here. Like he doesn't do like a quick jumping through. He just kind of slowly leans into it and then he goes into. So it's kind of hard to make it not jittery and make it look bad. So that was kind of interesting to hear him talk about this. But it's just kind of fun for hearing from him because he started this when he was like on YouTube when he was like 11 or 12 or something, which is double, which also is funny because now the meme is that every time a cool shot happens that he made, people meme in like the comments like, oh yeah, he just came out of his mother's womb and said action, and then the actor for Clark started doing the role. It's like there's some funny things. Anyway, he falls into it. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I do appreciate this little thing because he doesn't just start exploring the weird realm. He's like, "Wait, can I go back?" Because like that's probably good to know. But he can come back. He realizes that he can just go back and forth through this wall, and then he starts exploring the thing. And yeah, as we already pointed out, when he first gets in here, there's like a big pile of furniture in the middle of a big old empty room that looks very, back room alike. And it's a bunch of furniture you can see around the room upstairs in this furniture store. But he also tries to pick up one of the chairs, and the chairs are like kind of stuck together, so it's almost like it's not finished. Like think a 3D printer, and you have like the axis stuff on there, or things like connected at bits that you need to break. Like this, he just picks up like two chairs on top of each other,
Yeah.
like they're not ready yet.
And it's
Yeah.
why he's as you can understandably be that if you thought this was just like the wall going through the wall obviously would be very weird and like okay something here is not normal. But right now he's kind of thinking, is this just like when I bought this furniture store, is this just like another storage room where there's more inventory that I could have been selling this whole time?
Uh
And
huh.
man, it's big under here, right? And I guess I'm underground, so is this just the basement? Is this a basement room that I couldn't see before?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that this whole sequence I liked quite a lot because it really kind of locks you in with just like, oh, what's he gonna find?
Yeah, I think this is where this all like excels, makes it a really fun watch. Because he kind of just explores, and if you've been paying attention to what you've seen already, like you've seen some of the furniture that he sees in there. You see like a stop sign that's like mirrored. I think you see this when he's driving towards his house or something. So it's like things he knows that he sees here, and it's kind of interesting. And
Mhm.
like the more rooms he goes into, they all have like different kind of form factors and lengths and height. Well, the height is kind of the same, but there's like all these random walls where it doesn't really make sense that there will be walls here. And to jump forward, the way he explains it, I think it's like a really fun little thing to explain how this all looks. Like, imagine you explain a dog to someone who's never seen a dog before, and then tell them to draw it. It's like, oh, that's a neat little thing to explain how this stuff looks. Because there's like all these
Everything with
random
four
walls
legs,
and
growls, and they're very cute. And they have snouts that come out from their face a little bit, and eyes that predominantly seem black because they have really big irises and yeah, like I
yeah,
mean, yeah, like it's tough to think of like how you could explain to a dog to someone who's never seen a dog, and
yeah.
then sort of imagine what they might draw based on your description.
Yeah.
So is Backroom an allegory for AI? I mean, yeah, I mean maybe. Like, I don't know if it was intended as such, but yeah, it does
Well, he's
seem that the Backroom constructs things the way AI might if it didn't have a lot of reference from
yeah. But
reality.
considering this, he started this before the whole AI craze. I don't think that was intended. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to bleed into it because he already said himself like the story isn't finished. Like I don't have a finished story for this. I'm
Mm.
still writing as time goes on. But yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
a
yeah, it would be interesting though if because that concept does share a lot of similarities, like the
for sure.
Backrooms
Yeah.
construct things in a way that like an LLM might also is I guess just kind of a neat coincidence. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. The slow exploration for me was so interesting, but I wonder if it's boring on a second viewing. Well, the interesting thing for this specific movie is that there's a very sturdy fan base for just the Backrooms in general, and then also just
mm,
a sturdy fan base for all of the analog horror ARG kind of dealio where they look at every frame and look at things that might be adding to the lore and what could this mean, what could that mean.
Yeah.
Um, so you probably have like a lot of people who are gonna just go out and watch it from uh, word of mouth alone. It's like, yeah, this is really fun watch. It's interesting. It's not like super cheap, kind of jump scares everywhere. It's like haunting, so you should go watch it. And people are going to watch it one time. It's like, yeah, this is pretty good. I enjoyed that, but they're probably never going to return to this. But then you have
Yeah,
the people who are
or
like,
maybe several years, I would say, is kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
what
they
I
go
what
watch it
gonna say
again
is
on
like the
streaming or something like that.
or I mean, like it's also the kind of movie that I think a second viewing might be more enjoyable if you're watching it with someone who hasn't seen it, just so
Yeah.
you can sort of like not vicariously, I don't know is the correct term, but you ever had that where like you see a movie that like you know everything that happens, even though the way it unfolds is kind of the reason to watch it, but it's still kind of fun to watch it with a friend who hasn't seen it at all. It's like, oh yeah, this movie's good. Let's watch it
Yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah.
And I'd be interested to
If
see
someone would
how
put
you
this
feel
on
about it.
again in the future, I would be mad about it.
Yeah. But I
uh,
mean, and like also I've said this a few times, like as we've covered horror movies, that can often happen with horror movies where the journey of discovery and exploration around the movie's concept and mystery, it provides a lot of the enjoyment. So there's a lot of them that don't necessarily hold up or especially improve on a second viewing. But I mean, there's always the advantage of going in with the knowledge of what the movie is actually doing does let you focus on the smaller details. And I think that
yeah.
at the very least, this movie gives you a lot of time and space in the environments to look around and collect details that you might
Hmm.
not have been focusing on as much the first time around. And
Well,
yeah, so
I watched this movie twice, and immediately on watching starting up the second one, it's like, oh wait, there's like these banners here that are in the furniture store. Like this, when I first watched this,
Mhm.
didn't mean anything to me. For me, it was just like, oh, I know the back rooms. There's sometimes weird shit going around, but then it's like, oh yeah, wait, this is like a thing I've seen in the store. So yeah, but I
Yeah,
completely
and
agree. Like there's like this one thing with like mystery and horror. So I was like, oh, you can at least do the journey once, and then it either elevates when you get to the end, or you get to
totally
the end and
collapses.
think like, oh wow, this was actually worthless. Thank you.
Yep, I saw one of those this past week too. A movie called Malum, Malum. It was not
Malum.
particularly good, but I mean, I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
Girl trapped in a police station. Weird cult stuff happens.
Right.
Ending's kind of dumb.
Right. He explores the corridors and he finds a big old cardboard cutout of like a fucking caveman with a spear, but it's not like a proper caveman. It looks like, I don't know, an ad from like
It's like
a
a standee
cosplay store. You know, it's like,
and
here, you
car
want to do
crashed.
it caveman things. But the weird thing is, there's a cable attached to the caveman, and it's making noises. It says like hello or thank you or something in different languages. I think German was in there, but I already forgot what it said. But something like "thank you very much" or something.
Yeah,
And
and I mean that made me think: was this left by async as
I'm
just a hey,
pretty
like
sure they did, because I think in the other Kane Pixel things is I think somewhere is established, and people can fucking correct me on that. I'm just going by the things I've seen of breakdowns in the past. They leave things with sound in certain areas because the monsters are attracted by sound, so they kind of trying to keep them in a certain area so they know where they are. So they essentially set this up to have the weird big monster that's down here uh, somewhere around this area. So I think the cable, if you would follow the cable, if possible, that might lead to some kind of async base or something.
yeah. I mean, I was assuming like, do you remember what even the English actually said? Because I think
No,
that like that
no.
was the problem with there were so many different languages
Oh,
that
someone in chat just says the caveman audio is from the Voyager probe. Interesting.
ah
Metal can't recognize his own language. No, no, barely.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't clock the English to the point that I knew exactly what it said, anyways. So Metal is forgiven for his situational disability causing him problems in his own
Thank you.
language as well.
He then finds some weird thing at the wall, and it's like, something is sticking out here. And he rips open like a little panel and has a has a bag in there, and he finds the ID of some researcher and a whole bunch of floppy disks hidden here. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this doesn't really come up again. He just finds that async has been here, which I guess kind
It,
of tells us that this thing has been set up by async.
well, yeah, is it? It sort of looks similar to the place that the guy at the found footage at the beginning of the movie runs to as well,
Right,
right?
yeah, that's probably his stuff then. Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
and I was honestly thinking that there'd be more resolution to that, like connecting to the original, like the first found footage that
Mm-hmm.
is shown in the movie, which is tricky to talk about too, because when I say the first found footage, one I almost like think I'm talking about the original Kane Pixels one, but it's like no, just the first thing you see in
the
this movie
the
that
intro
kind of
sequence
is
of
like
the movie.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the intro sequence is really not directly referenced again beyond, oh, this was an async guy who got fucked up. And
Yeah.
it's like, if anything, also, I'm kind of thinking about it. Maybe the movie actually might have been more effective without that. Like,
Maybe,
I
yeah,
guess I
yeah.
did say that there's not a lot of studio note feel to anything that happens in this movie, but maybe that was the thing where it's like, hey, we need to start this with something that's going to really grab everybody, like make them understand that this is going to creepy found footage, monster chasing you horror at some point. Where I actually think that this movie might have been better without that scene.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He crawls through the thing, which answers the question if John Backrooms can crawl. He can. Uh,
Yes.
and he finds a big room with like a throne on it, but it's like tilted, and two pairs of shoes, like flip flops and some sneakers or something. They're like half in the floor, like they're just being printed out at the moment, so that's kind of fun. And
Oh god, I didn't even process that that was what was happening. That the constructions were emerging from the floor or walls of the back rooms. I just kind of thought that
that's what it
something was
looks
stuck
like. I don't know if
together.
that's actually the case, but it's just
I
kind of what
mean,
it feels like when you look
it's
at
the
it.
first time that occurred to me, and that seemed like an interesting perspective. I was like, oh, okay.
There's also a hole in the floor, and there's like just a bunch of chairs thrown in there. And I think he hears a noise here, and he tries to climb out of the thing. There's like it's like optical looks like it's a thing that goes far in the back, but it's actually just a small thing that like kind of has like a tilt that
Oh
goes
yeah,
up. It has like three
the
doorknobs on
tiny
it.
door.
Yeah,
I
it's like
really like the tiny door.
yeah, this is fun stuff.
Cool. And that's like I think that's the really neat thing from like a meta like a production side of the movie that I'm kind of happy for Kane Pixels for getting to do stuff like that because his short films predominantly were computer animated, like made in Blender. It's just the VHS effect made it seem quite real looking, or more so than it would be. And it's very impressive work, but I think that stuff like that being done as a physical set must have been so cool for him.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so yeah, this kind of looped around back to the stop sign. He goes back to the big room he first came into, and it's kind of fun because he can't find the exit immediately because obviously it's not marked and it's just one big wall. And the
Mhm.
first impression is like, oh shit, is he like trapped in here now? It's like, no, he just couldn't find it immediately. Then he runs through, but he comes back real quick. It's like, let me get one of these stools or something. I guess to see if it's real, if it comes through. I think the stool comes back up again, but it seems he just wanted some kind of proof to uh, carry out of there.
Yeah. Also, to address Aaron's point there, you're like, yeah, I know that the still lives were printed from the host minds. I guess just the thing that visually occurred to me as an image when Metal said it is that the ones that are half stuck in the floor are like in the process of printing. And I just got this image in my head of all these things sort of slowly emerging from either the floors, wall, or ceiling of the back rooms, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Free inventory. Yeah. Stool test. Stool sample. Yeah, he took a stool sample. Wait, it's actually a funny little visual gag if that was
Stool
the intention.
sample. Yeah,
That's pretty
that's
funny.
pretty good.
Damn, how did I not think of that? It was right
Yeah, I
there.
mean, it's a medical joke, and I didn't get it. Usually, that's
Damn
my
it.
thing.
Man, we suck at
Medical and
this.
military stuff. That's why I'm here.
We should just quit. Like we've been mocked upon.
Yeah. Stop at 199.
uh and then we just see one of the researchers looking at footage, and we see Clark is in there, just walking into the room that we just saw, which
Which
now
another shot. Not sure that this was a good idea to show. Like, I almost think that leaving async and the science guys to the very end may have been more effective
mm,
than actually showing them. I don't necessarily dislike showing a monitor with Clark on it, but I think like actually showing what's the guy from the league, Mark Duplass, I think is the actor. Pretty
uh,
sure Mark Duplass. He's got a horror movie on Netflix called Creep that was pretty good.
mm.
Anyways, funny guy. He's funny on the league. I'll say that much. It's a funny show. I'm not even a
um
fantasy sports guy, and I found that show hilarious.
good. So, Clark has apparently been digging around this place for the whole weekend, but he has a appointment with Mary again, and she has him. Are you drunk right now? It's like, no, actually, I haven't had a drink since Friday, which is probably why I look so shit right now.
Which, pretty good line.
Yeah, yeah,
And also, I love this scene just because imagining this from Mary's perspective, it would be so hard not to think that your patient just like had a schizophrenic break.
yeah,
Like he is telling the truth, but it would be so hard to take this seriously as a thing that's like, no, he's actually everything he's saying to you right now is true.
yeah. Doesn't he
It would be
start with
next to
asking if she
impossible.
ever put anyone into like a it's like was it because it 50-51 or something? 50. He had like a term.
I think it's 5150 might be the American code. We call it a Form 1. Form 1 is a 72-hour psychiatric hold. A
Okay.
Form 2 is the form that's needed for a police escort. So if you think the person might be in immediate danger and needs to be escorted by police, it's Form 2, but Form 1's the 72-hour hold. And I believe Form 3 is when it's like, oh, this person needs to be here for like 30 days or something
Right,
because
right, right.
they might do something bad either to themselves or others.
Sewer slide watch. Sewer
Most common.
slide. I've I've never seen it written
Sewer
like this.
slide.
Sewer slide.
I mean, yeah, generally on this show, we tend to not
Uh,
use the safe words for things, but yeah, I wonder if that does hurt our reach. Should we start
no,
saying
suicide.
slide,
Fuck you.
PDF file, and
I find it incredibly
great
cringe when people
porn?
bleep out or not say suicide
I
or something.
you,
I hate that.
I blame YouTube for it. Like
Oh,
I fucking hate
100%.
these rules. Like it's just like, look, let us talk about things and don't just make it immediately limited ads. Make it so that it's like like not recommended to people under 18 or something. Like it's adult content if you're talking about those subjects. But the
Yeah.
code words are so lame.
Sewer slide is a classic workaround for chat. I thought it was always unalive or Sudoku or something.
Yeah, Sudoku is a funny one too.
Yeah.
It's not even like I mean, really, can you not say seppuku? Because
I don't know.
you really have to change it to the number puzzle.
Like herbicide, but yourself. Oh god. Where were? Oh yeah, he's just trying to explain to her
Disconnected
what he
from Master
found.
Chief.
Disconnected.
It's a lot of words, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, want to play tomorrow, buddy? Yeah, man, for sure. Last online 6 years ago.
Oh no. Yeah, he's trying to explain what he found. It's like, so there's like this thing in the basement of my furniture store. It's like, she just kind of asks questions like, oh, how did you think no one found this before? It's like, I know, if you don't look for it, you don't see it. And he even just like, I don't even know how it works. Like, I don't know if there's like a mirror system or something that looks like a wall or something. But yeah, no, I went in there and it's like enormous. It seems like a maze. Sometimes I think I get completely lost in there. and it just goes on. It goes on and on forever. It's insane. And he even like drew like a little map to show her, and she's like, okay, like she doesn't really know what to do with this, but it's,
On the point of the map, I gotta say, I really, really, really like that the architecture is consistent every time you go in. Like,
true.
even if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
expanding and growing, I do like that the rooms that were previously there don't change and shift, because I think that establishes rules that make it a little bit easier to wrap your head around the concept, where if it's just, "Oh, like, you go in this and it's an alternate dimension where anything can happen," I find it less easy to grasp, and it's
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
okay, so this is a spooky thing where literally anything can happen at any time, and you could be running down a hall and then all of a sudden falling, and then you turn around and where you came from is now a wall. I don't like that stuff generally,
Mm-hmm.
like, because it's just like, okay, well, so how would you yeah, how can I connect to the character trying to survive the situation if I can't even grasp how one might approach the situation, you know?
Yeah, it really helps because from what I understand, the rooms that do change, they change very slowly. Like one of the, I don't know if that's like established or if that's just a theory. Because in some of the short films on YouTube, apparently I think they tape things on the on the walls and stuff, and they stretched
Well,
out,
even
so they
even
kind
in the
of
first one, there's the first note that the guy sees before the like stick monster starts chasing him is "Stay still, don't move," which
uh huh,
implies that like someone else was in that spot, realized that the way to have the monster not chase you is just to stand still, and it
yeah,
might walk by you. And the original found footage guy, YouTube found footage, not this movie found footage, starts running and then it chases him, and that's
yeah.
kind of the rest of the movie is him being chased by stick monster.
So yeah, it just helps, as you said, that you can you know when you
Got
come back in.
demonetized from life. We're getting too many good ones here.
Gotta make a list. So yeah, it's just kind of nice when they go back in here later. It's like, oh yeah, that's like the room with the big pile in it. And I remember that. It's not a roguelike scenario where you die and like everything changes.
Yeah, procedurally generated
Yeah.
rooms.
But interesting. Her reaction after this is kind of interesting because she kind of looks back where he went. Like she kind of walks after him for like 2 steps, but doesn't follow him. Right. So she looks through the door and watches him leave, and then she looks at the little handprint from the cement that she took, and it seems like there's something else going on. Maybe even it sounded a little bit familiar what he just told her. And then he goes to Kay's place and it's like, hey, I'll pay you for 2 hours or something tomorrow. You can grab the camera again. We just do some research. And then we get to the, I think no, we get to the big camera found footage kind of scenario
Yeah.
where the boyfriend has the camera for most part. And we see that Clark has marked the door with some sticky, not sticky tape, with just some duct tape or something. Where he's like, yeah, we can go through here, and it's kind of fun because they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Just go through the
And
wall. It's like what?
yeah, and I at the end of the movie, I ended up liking the way Clark is acting here more than as I was watching it. Because as I was first watching it, I kept on thinking like he is doing a terrible job selling this concept to them in a way that doesn't seem sinister. But then, like,
Yeah.
by the end, it's like, oh, maybe it was kind of sinister all along. So, like, yeah, I thought that provided some new context because I mean, I guess like just the way I read it. I mean, you could maybe tell me if you disagree, but I saw it initially as, yeah, he's being genuine and he just wants to get some footage of this and be able to prove it because he's trying to figure this out, and this is our protagonist and we're along for his journey, and he's kind of the good guy. And then I guess spoilers for towards the end of the movie, everybody.
Hmm.
Uh, Looking back on it, it's like, or did he just want to bring those two in to effectively feed them to, for lack of a better term for it, the entity?
I don't think he wanted to feed the entity at this point. I don't think he's aware of it properly here. Like, I'm pretty sure he only knows about this after this. I think it gets more
Well,
interesting to think about right after. It's like, oh, what happens after the thing picks up the camera?
I think though that the neat thing about how this world seems to function on the human mind is that even if he wasn't consciously saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna trap you in here and feed them," I think it was already getting to him, and like maybe he was sort of drifting into his own shadow,
Hmm.
for lack of a better term, and that there was like a more sinister intent than we would immediately see from how the last few events have unfolded. But it looking back on it, you see that like maybe there was something evil there that was taking hold and is the reason why he acted a bit strange about being like, for research, we're going for research, like
Hmm.
because I was like, dude, you're like going out of your way to sound creepy here, like what's up. You sounded more reasonable when you were trying to explain it to the psychiatrist, and that's when you were sort of sounding like a crazy person.
Yeah,
Whereas
if it would have been me, it would have said like, "Yeah, I found something weird in the basement, and I want to film it. Can you bring some
yeah,
equipment?" And
yeah,
then
bring
you
the
can,
camera.
yeah,
I'm going to show you something very bizarre and I want to get some footage of it because when you see it, you'll understand that people will not believe me about this without us being able to prove it. And I'll pay you for your time. I want your help. I don't have a camera and I could use assistance with this.
yeah,
Like I think you could explain it in a way that sounds much more reasonable than the way he did it, which seemed almost intentionally creepy.
yeah. To be fair, we're not on cold turkey at the moment, so I'll give him a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think I understand. So yeah, they walk in. They kind of freaking out that this is insane. They also talk about like, I said, did he give us something? Are we high right now? And it's like, we're not high. And it's like, you are high. She says
He's
like,
like, well, yeah, but like I'm weed high.
yeah, that doesn't count.
I'm not on PCP. Okay.
Well, that doesn't count as high. It just gives you superpowers. I think this is
Oh
well
yeah.
established.
Stop a 12 gauge round, punch through a windshield.
Yeah, they have like a big old slope that goes down, and they kind of rappel him down with a rope. With him, I mean the boyfriend of Kay, and he gets to a room further down that has like a shit ton of just laundry in there, and tiles on the wall that fall off, and a weird door that's sideways. He looks up, and then it's like this fun visual thing because he looks up, and it looks like he's looking forward into like another corridor, but obviously he can't go there because it's going up because of gravity.
Yeah, it's like an atrium that looks like a hallway.
Yeah. There's also a little, I think somewhere between the laundry, just from memory, I think there was like another cardboard thingy or something, because there's like a little cardboard head that peeked out of some of the laundry. I remember that. That was kind of fun to look at. But this room specifically looks like really odd and out of place, like more so than all the other things. Because again, there's just a shit ton of laundry. There's like maybe a chair. It's like the room itself is on its side, because I do remember the lights are like on the right side where he gets in. Like the ceiling is on the right, and then there's like a door on the floor, which is supposed to be the wall. But then also when you look forward and then to the left where you see something move, that's just another way you can go through. Like it's like a completely fucked room. Like it visually is like really cool. I really do enjoy it. Um, but yeah, again, he sees something move and he's like, "Fucking get me back up! This is insane. This is fucked." And they get him all the way up, but unfortunately, whatever is down there has grabbed onto the rest of the rope and pulls him back down. And the other ones follow, and there's just a blood trail. And yeah, the guy's dead for sure.
Later, Bobby. Can you fly, Bobby? It's from RoboCop.
Oh yeah, I think Kay follows him through the thing, which would probably signs her demise as well, and fucking Clark takes the camera with him and tries to follow them or get away from whatever is chasing him. And there's just a ton of like rooms, and there's probably more to see if you can go like frame by frame. But I remember there was like a thing with a whole bunch of chairs piled in the thing, more laundry, and just like more like weird fucking rooms. There's like this one room that's completely red that has like a Christmas tree in the middle.
Yeah, the Christmas room was fucking creepy.
Yeah, because there was also like calcified. I think is the real.
Calcified.
Yeah, calcified like half bodies on the floor. Again, just looking like they're currently printing out some bodies from the floor, and he just kind of goes
Food
around
for
it.
the monster, I guess. You can eat them.
Yeah, that's true. And then we see a little guy in a wheelchair with a lamp turns him on, and there's another weird creature that kind of goes after him. He tries to escape.
Torso on a wheelchair too. Like this is no legs on this person, and not the way that I don't have a leg. Like
Right, it's just a
no
That's
lower
true. Yeah,
half
it's
of.
just a torso, and he ends up in some kind of weird bathroom thing. But there's also a face in the corner, and there's like chairs on some kind of weird little balcony that leads to a window, but there's also a house number on the wall and signs. It's like an fucking
Amalgamation.
dude. I had like even thinking about that word just broke my brain. But
It's
yeah,
crazy that I feel like I understood the word you were going for immediately, though.
yeah. It's just everything. There's like tiles, there's chairs, street signs, everything. And yeah, this is another thing. He hears Kay yelling, but he can't see her, but she can see him. And that's actually that was a thing that was introduced in the latest YouTube short movie, which was like 45 minutes long. It's like the longest one he put out on YouTube, where a guy, I think like some reporter or something, he fell into the back rooms and he ended up in a room that looks like a house, and you could hear someone, and the guy could see him, but he couldn't see him, but they were able to communicate with each other. So they kind of copy this in here as well, like the same scenario. I guess the difference is they're both now in the back rooms, but in the short you put on YouTube, I think it was short movie. When I say short on YouTube, it's not a 30-second thing. It's like a
Yeah,
short
just
movie.
it's not a feature length
Yeah,
film.
it's a
Like,
short movie.
45 minutes would still be a short film technically.
Yeah, and so they he talks to someone who's in the real world right now. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, they do this here, and she tells her, "Look out! There's something behind you." And we just see someone pick up the camera, and then we cut away.
Actually, it kind of made me think what the line between a short and a feature really is. I think an hour and 10 minutes. Because I think a 70-minute movie you could still call a feature. I don't think I think an hour-long movie you would still call a short.
Yeah, I think like 1 minute 20, 1 minute 30. I think that's like it's considered a feature film. I think.
Yeah, there's 100% 80-minute movies. Like there are movies that are definitely under an hour and a half, and I
Yeah.
think you could probably push that to an hour and 10. But I think if you're in the hour and below territory, you probably count as a short film.
Right. That was really creepy. And that old man was from 2007. And that reporter was from yeah. So in the YouTube thingies, there's like some kind of thing that the backrooms also kind of exists between times and shit. It's like it's really wacky, really wacky.
Yeah.
And then we cut back from that, and we get to little Mary's child life, and looks a bit weird. She's like in a room. The windows are taped off with like newspapers and shit like that. And she just kind of wants to peek through, and the mother comes around, like, "Oh, I didn't tell you to go outside." She looks a bit crazy. Looks a bit.
Yeah, the
crazy.
mother is the scariest character in this film.
Yeah.
But also, I guess this is the moment where we effectively switch protagonists. Like now Clark's story, at least as him being the perspective character, is essentially over, and now Mary is the person that we shall be following.
Indeed.
Which, not super typical for a lot of movies to do that, just like a full blown swap protagonists in the second half of the movie. But yeah, this is a film that does that. It does a Metal Gear Solid 2
Yeah.
or a Last of Us 2, I guess.
Anyway,
It's
she gets a
somewhere in
yep.
quality between those two things.
She gets a phone call from Clark, and he just says, "I opened the window. I'm not coming back." And as a psychiatrist, that should worry you a lot, and it does. And she makes
I'll
her
be
way
right
to the
back.
furniture store. Then we get another short entry, which I didn't even realize that scene on my first watch through. We get like a short, I don't know, it could go as a break where we have the researcher. I think his name was Phil or Frank, one of the two. Uh, he sees the ad that Clark made, and because he earlier saw him walk on the footage on the async stuff. Oh, it was Phil or Paul? Oh, sorry. Then it was then I'm pretty sure it was Phil. And he sees that and he's like, "Oh shit, that's the guy I saw on the footage," and that's a scene. Again, I feel like we didn't need any of those scenes. I pretty much agree with Mark because we're gonna see him show parts of the footage, or at least snapshots of the footage, to Mary later on. So I don't really think we need these short in the thingies. Saw the commercial of Wait, what did I say? That's what I meant to say. He saw the ad of the guy. He saw, yeah, he saw the commercial of Pirate Clark, and he saw Clark on his footage early on in the movie. That's what I was trying to say. Whatever I said
I,
before, just cut that.
I suppose. I mean, like, this just occurred to me now. It didn't occur to me while I was watching the movie, but I guess him watching the Pirate Clark commercial and then seeing Clark in the back rooms might also imply that he has also seen footage of Pirate Clark.
Yeah, I know what they're doing, but I don't really think they need it. I think
No,
you
well,
could.
no, I mean, again, like, I honestly think that maybe a couple shots of like monitors and possibly a shot of someone in like the hazmat suit, like watching something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that they should have made Mark Duplass a character until
Right.
the very end of the movie. I think that, and as much as you could make the argument, it's like, well, I mean, that would be jarring. It's like, I don't know. I just think you kept on expecting him to show up in because of those little cutaways that they would do to it, and maybe thinking that, oh, this guy and the science people and the people watching on the monitors, that's what's really going to make the movie come together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. So I don't necessarily think that it was. I think if anything, it just pulled your line of thinking away from the moment to moment interactions that are happening in like to the characters that we're currently following, and I think that that stuff's more effective. So I would have left the async stuff until the end of the movie with nothing but very subtle
Yeah.
hints.
And I would have said it later on as well, but because it came up in chat right now from TR, very slow to react. Do you think Async would send people to his warehouse IRL? Yeah, that's what I was thinking
I
when
mean,
they got the thing at the end. It's like, wait, what? You knew this was going on. You even have the footage, and you already made the connection. I feel like you'd be down there rather quickly with all the research you were trying to do.
well, I mean, I think it's also not clear like where async actually is
Hmm.
in the real world, and if they can use the back rooms to like travel from, say, I don't know, like say they're on the opposite side of the country. Can they travel through the back rooms in order to get to the furniture store? Or is some of this them just organizing a team and then they eventually show up when they do at the end of the movie? And I think
Hmm.
considering the amount of time that, well, but I mean, also time doesn't work the same way in the back rooms too. So yeah, I wonder what is the real time timeline of this movie? Is it just like 2 days?
I'm not sure. I think it's a bit longer, probably like 2-3 weeks or something. The thing is, if you would have not have them know anything and you still have the same scene at the end, and she just tells him, it's like, yeah, here's this furniture store, and this guy, this is the one I was looking for. I think nothing actually changes for the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, someone in
I
chat
don't know.
just says was put in for reference. Yeah, but then they could have still had the reference all the way at the end. I mean, we start with footage from async anyway. So yeah, I don't know.
And I also think that didn't need to be there.
Yeah,
I think if anything, it kind of steps on the tension a little bit because you have a better idea of what the threat or style of threat, because I don't think it's the same one, but what the style of threat will be because of that found footage. Where I think the movie would have been more tense if you didn't really know what threat was coming. Whereas now, like, I mean,
hmm
because of that found footage, if you know nothing about the Backrooms lore or seen any of the YouTube videos, you could go into this movie having no idea what to expect
yeah,
in the same way that the character would. But because of that found footage, you know that there's going to be a monster chasing them in here at some point. You know?
right. Talking about in here, Mary goes into the store and finds the basement entry, and there's also a whiteboard with like scribblings and map stuff, and she's like, "Oh shit, he was definitely doing something here." And she tries to touch that marked space, and she goes through into the back rooms.
With no hazmat suit. Oh my god.
Oh
Dress
my
stage
god!
4.
Yeah, she's gonna have all these
Backrooms gas,
weird.
backrooms gas, backrooms gas.
Well, there's some weird bacteria going on in the back rooms apparently that makes people cough. I'm not sure what it does, but that seems to be a thing in
Yeah,
here.
but my joke was the indication that
Oh.
everyone should put on their gas mask that you shout in the army is gas, gas, gas. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
you say it 3 times, or if you can't say it, you bang 3 times, like bang, 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 bang on like a wall. Or if you're trying to tell people, hey, put on your gas mask, bad stuff's happening here, chemical weapons, nerve gas. Definitely use both syringes.
PCP gas.
Yeah.
Right. She makes her way through here, does a little bit of exploration, and she ends up finding some mural on the wall, which has the. I think it has the weird monster we see in a little bit. Like, carry someone up that's in yellow, but there's also a window. Uh, there's like all kinds of shit on that. I feel like that's like all lore stuff that doesn't mean anything to me.
Sorry, I got a growling JoJo
Yeah.
right now.
I just remember it says like things like tables don't bleed or something, and like scribblings. I'm not sure. I would like to have like a high quality.
Are we at the big mural? Like the oh JoJo, come on,
Yeah,
dude.
with like the big lanky black creature on it that throws someone, I think that's in yellow or whatever. Uh I don't seems like some kind of warship thingy. I'm not sure if the implication is that Clark put this here because he's having a massive crash out and likes to be here now,
I mean,
or
yes, I think it is, and which is why the way time functions in the back rooms creates a question of how much real world time has actually passed.
right.
Because I get the impression that Clark has been in here for a long time at this point,
That
like a
could
very
be
long,
that could very well be, yeah.
where it's highly possible that like it's still just the next day after the first time he came into her office in the real world.
Mm. The whole window phone call thing implies some kind of entities influencing the outside world, and I don't think that's actually a backrooms thing. Could be, uh, could very well be, but yeah, it's a nice and creepy mural. And then Clark just kind of looks around the corner. It's like, hey, what are
Yeah.
you doing here? You're being too loud. They don't like it when it's loud.
Which and again, this scene I found very effective at creating tension because like you really don't know if he's like, Shh, like don't like there are monsters here,
Mm,
please. I put that thing there to try to warn you, and no, like they can hear us, so please be quiet. But it's not. It's he's the monster, and
yeah. I was also kind of wondering if we're doing some kind of mimicry here or something, because you can't see us at least initially you can't see him fully, like he's kind of like half looking around the corner, and I was wondering if like
yeah,
it's just his body. He's being used as like a puppet, and then some fucking thing comes out of there. But no, it's just him. But he went a little bit crazy, you could
Yeah,
say.
he's peering around the corner menacingly. And I think Obsession and Backrooms, have they not made more than Mandalorian and Grogu? I just saw that comment there. I was like, I thought they did at this point.
Oh, they did for sure. They almost made 300 million Backrooms.
Yeah, profit margin wise, they smoked them, but
Oh yeah,
I guess
easily
just
both of them.
gross money
I'm pretty sure they
generation.
just made straight up just made more money, both of them.
Yeah, which is crazier too.
Yeah.
It's like- but again, it's Mandalorian and Grogu. It's all the merchandise sales because so many people are buying Star Wars stuff these days.
Grungus. uh but yeah, they hear some noises, but he just goes around and chokes her the fuck out and then
Yeah,
drags her to his house or something.
which as creepy as he was being in that scene, I kind of didn't expect him to just full blown attack her there. I was
No,
like,
same.
oh, okay. We're in a different tone now here. Look,
Yeah. The backrooms are
the
located in Mexico,
best.
hence the yellow filter. Yeah, see, that makes sense. Then we get another little flashback memory where the mother is getting put in care, if you will, and she's just kind of back in the house, I guess, separated from the mom. And it's like a kind of a cool shot that I guess kind of explains in a way how the backrooms seem to work ish, because we get the proper room that like I guess it's the living room with the big window that I mentioned earlier, where the taped
Mhm.
off the windows, and we just kind of go like down like a couple of floors, and every time it gets a little more simple. Like some of the clutter
Yeah.
is gone, but what if the like one of the chairs is like kind of tilted? There's less things on the window. Then the next one, there's no light coming through the window anymore. Then there's like a lamp in the wall, and like some of the desks are like inside the walls. And the next one, it's even less furniture. It's just a
Yeah,
white
and
canvas, no more
if
window.
just to
Uh,
give people some context here,
yeah,
if you've not seen the movie, the way the scenes that Metal is explaining are done as like a one shot where
right,
it's
right, right.
like picture like a camera going down through floors of a building where there's no walls. So it's like one room, then but every floor is the same room, just a degrading version of it each time. And I think it goes down like almost like 10 levels or something like that.
Yeah, until there's like literally no furniture anymore, and just a little bit of outlines on the floor, and yeah, it becomes more simplified all the time. And there's like a fucking what is it, like a hole in the wall, and it becomes like a doorway, and then
Mhm.
we meet her and Clark at his quote unquote house.
Yeah, and this is probably the part of the movie that if you were not on board or on the fence as to whether or not you like this movie, this scene is gonna shove you really hard from one side or the other. Like,
Um, it's like when you guys play the Gartic phone game where you have to speed draw from the previous image, but it get less
I
time.
mean, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god, I can't believe we didn't mention Gardic phone at any point here. Yeah, it's exactly
yeah.
that.
That's exactly. It's a very good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because it is based on memory too. Like, we gotta remember what the last thing was, and God,
Uh,
Gardic. The back rooms were Gardic phone all along.
well, they're now just at a table. She's tied up in a chair, and there's a guy sitting on the left of her, a lady in the back corner, and the little torso guy is in the chair behind her somewhere.
Now, is the guy the electrician?
I don't think so. I think he would have mentioned that because he says somewhere out there there's a guy with a striped shirt, and I think the electrician guy was older than this.
Ah,
Yeah, I think it's someone else. Muller's Sanic drawing is in the back rooms. Yes.
oh my God. I think, yeah, that like I was indirectly responsible for that because Sonic the Hedgehog is pretty much the only thing I'm capable of drawing. So, like I originally drew Sonic the Hedgehog, and
Very
then it
good.
eventually became Mahler's sort of midway between like the guy from Home Movies and Sonic by the end of it.
Very good. Very good. Um. Yeah, she was like, "Hey, can you let me out?" I was like, "No, what are you gonna do? If we're gonna untie you, you're just gonna run around like a headless chicken, get yourself killed. That's not gonna do anything." And he kind of just got her here to quote unquote get some help, or be strengthen his position that none of the things that happened to him in his life are his fault. At least
Yeah,
that's the second half of it. In the first half, he just kind of like, you know what? I think this is because she asks where they are. It's like, well, this is what the backrooms. This is what it builds, or should I say, memorizes. Like somewhere out there, there's a guy with a striped shirt walking around, doesn't even know this thing is here, but it copied the people and made them. Somewhere out there, there's a guy with in the wheelchair and a little lamp just sitting around, and it copied it here. And he kind of looks at the lady in the back and doesn't say anything. But if you remember the picture,
yeah.
this
Woman
is
with red hair.
woman with red hair. That's his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His ex-wife was a ginger. That's why she has no soul and is thus trapped in the backrooms.
true.
But
Also
I
the
think he has a good line here where he says, "She's like, what is this place?" And he says, that this is it's everything there ever was," which
right.
I thought was a neat line considering what this movie asserts the backrooms are constructed out of, just human memory, I guess, amplified by your subconscious and negative emotion, I guess, like anger, regret, fear, trauma,
I don't even
all that
think
stuff.
that's a given. I think it just happened that way because Clark was living in the furniture store and was holding a grudge and negative emotions. So I think it just amplified the uh everything that's in here now.
Mhm.
I think entities in general are pretty hostile down here, but the way the it went down here and the way it's formed is definitely made by his memory. I don't know how else you would describe it, honestly. Uh,
Yeah, like I think that as much as granted, I did over the past year or so go
mhm,
down a fairly deep Silent Hill rabbit hole. Like I think it is sort of similar in that sense, whereas the back rooms that Clark is responsible for, I guess is probably the way to put it, is a sketch of his memories that were, I assume, like the reason it was his furniture store and his ex-wife and his house
mm,
and all those things were being constructed because he was the one that was near that what do we call the entrances to it, the anus,
the
the
anuses.
bathroom anus, and the back rooms were then feeding on his psyche and creating these projections based on it. Now this is where we're moving into the horror movie territory where things aren't clearly specifically spelled out,
hmm
where you could make the argument that anything I've just said there is me writing the movie for like the writers. But I think the good or the positive aspect of how this was done is I think that it does give you enough to come to those conclusions or come to similar conclusions that I did too, or even opposite conclusions if you can
mm.
rationalize them in a different way. It isn't just being like, yeah, it's weird in here, isn't it? Like he gives you enough lines that point towards this being a construction of people's memories that are, yeah, crafted just from the what's the word for it? The collective unconscious, like
Uh-huh.
the subconscious of all human beings gathered in this alternate parallel dimension, but represented in a way that appear like distorted memories. And again, like if it
Hmm.
sounds like I'm having a while constructing those sentences, because when talking about stuff like this, it would be so easy to just delve into, or like descend into verbal diarrhea nonsense that doesn't mean anything. So I'm just, if it sounds like I'm speaking very strangely, it's just because I'm trying to actually use words that mean things.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Well, the
this
thing
is the
is,
kind
it's
of movie and the kind of scene where it's tough to do that unless you're actually really thinking about it.
you can kind of just go with the things they give you in the movie, and even if you put more things in here from the already established lore that's on the YouTube, it's still not clear. Like there's still there's not like a straight up answer how this exactly works. There's like all kinds of things with like green energy, which I don't think is even mentioned in here at all or shown. Where there's even theories that the backrooms get created very quickly sometimes because people go into places that haven't been made yet, so it just makes a new thing. Uh,
Mhm.
and and I guess with the specific scenario we have here is that there's a portal, an entry in Anus into the back rooms, but there's also a guy in the furniture store that the back rooms have started to copy, to print, whatever you want to call it. But there's also a guy in there at all times, essentially, for who knows how long exactly at this point, with all these repressed anger issues and being alcoholic and having all these things that I think the idea here is that the back rooms not only print the geometry of the rooms and all that stuff, but also things from his memory because he's here at all times. Which then also raises the question, okay, how many different places are there? Probably endless because of all the people and the times, the time, not time zones, just because this kind of exists between time as well. Like there's like
Time
people
frames, yeah.
talking to different time planes and shit like this. So it's all very unclear. It's probably going to be some kind of horror flimflammery at the end, science fiction, whatever the fucks, whatever the backrooms end up being whenever Kane Pixels decides to finish up the story properly, like the overall story. Because again, like this is the scenario where he finds an entry that's probably been here for a while since he got this furniture store, but also the initial stories were just like someone no clip through the floor into some place and explores it, which has had nothing to do with him at this point. But yeah, a lot of
It,
speculation, which is a thing why this has become so popular, obviously, in general.
and yeah, like I think 13 Jack Diamonds and Ephraim are kind of talking about the concept of the tulpa. Are you aware of what a tulpa is? TULPA.
No, I don't think so.
It's essentially an imaginary person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the reason Twin Peaks was brought up, I think, is more specifically in reference to Twin Peaks: The Return, which is like the more modern season of Twin Peaks. And there's a character who turns out to just be a figment of someone's imagination. And I think the idea does make sense when applied to both Backrooms and Silent Hill, that a lot of the constructions and representations of people, but sort of a monstrous version of them. I think you could probably tie that to the concept of a tulpa. Like this is just an imaginary being that took physical form somehow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to see whenever again this is finished up if this was made maybe even by Async at some point because we don't have any kind of video footage or anything that goes past a certain time. I think 1980 something. I would need to look at the timeline that Wendigoon cooked up
Well,
on
yeah, it
this
wasn't
video.
it was 1989 was the first contact thing where
Something
like
like
the
that,
actual
yeah.
the door opens. And but as you were mentioning at the beginning of the stream, but there was a gap between 1989 and the end of 1991. So this presumably is what was happening in 1990 that changed the way they see some of the stuff.
Yeah, possibly,
I
yeah.
really wish I should have gone back and watched the rest of the Wendigoon video. I just kind of I was burned out on Backrooms after finishing the shorts, and then I watched Mortal Kombat 2 and hated myself.
Oh, 1970s is where they started. Okay, so it goes even
Oh,
further back. Okay,
I
yeah.
just found First Contact was like First Contact. The reference, the moment I'm referring to is when async experiment happened that like essentially tore open a door into the Backrooms, which is presumably the one that they are consistently using, even though alternate entry points can pop up pretty much anywhere at any time.
Hmm.
There's a
Indeed.
lot here though, like to dig it. Like if you really want to be like a Backrooms person and
Oh,
go
you
into the
got
internet,
a
like
lot to go through.
buckle up. Like you could kill a month just doing this. You want to save some money on video games? Like yeah, just get do a month on backroom lore.
Yeah. Um. Wait, where did I stop? Oh yeah, he just explained what he thinks this is, and so it's like, oh yeah, but in some cases, these guys are even better than us because see, they don't feel a thing. That's they're like furniture, and then he takes a big knife and just stabs the guy on the table, and he doesn't react. Which is
Yeah,
kind of says a lot about his current mindset. It's like, wouldn't it be? Isn't this like awesome when you just don't feel anything? It's like Jesus Christ.
and
That's
yeah, that's pretty common for depression, where it's
mm,
the idea that absence of feeling, absence of pain, absence of emotion would be better than having to deal with your reality. And
yeah.
but the way it is portrayed here is very creepy. When he stabs this person, also there is not blood because they seem like they're effectively stuffed animals.
They're like made out of asbestos or something, eatable
Yeah,
asbestos.
it's like
And I say that
they're
because
like
he's like, and the best, another neat thing is, and he just rips open the shirt and just rips out chunks out of the guy. You can eat them, and he's like really happy about this. He's like, yeah, here, have some. And Mary's is like, what the fuck?
yeah, and again, like I think that specifically the end you can eat them is probably the moment that is going to lose a lot of people.
Right,
Like
right.
even I was like, okay, what the fuck? Because part of me was on board for just how weird this movie was getting, but I was also like, I could see a lot of people really tapping out of this movie right here. Like,
No big thing. You can eat regular humans too. True.
yes, you
It's not
can.
not even that
Like, I
weird.
guess the idea here is that if you eat parts of these people, they just sort of grow back and like their stuffing comes back because I don't know, like
They
they're mental projections that turn into big stuffed animal things with very bizarre features. Now,
yeah.
on the features point I think is worth addressing. I am not totally in love with the way they did the visual effects on these because I get that they are supposed to look bizarre and abnormal and unreal, but I think they came off as looking fake in a way that I don't think necessarily was intended exactly. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I also thought that like the design of them was pretty neat, but I thought the
Mm,
actual props they use just I wasn't super on board with the way the visual effects were being handled here.
yeah. I
Oh,
was
nor in the next sequence either.
wondering anyway how this would turn out because all the monsters we've seen so far, if you've seen like the YouTube backroom stuff, they're like all like
Yeah,
weird, I don't know, like fully black stickman like thingies or because they're called like
things that are
still.
difficult to wrap your head around. Yeah, like
Yeah, the one
and
thing is like
see,
the
like
the thing
difficult
that
to
looks
see.
like weirdly humanoid, but it's like looks like an ink character, like they call it still life, and it's kind of distorted. But you only see like short glimpses of it. I think this is the first time, and correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time we just straight up see like monsters and all of its glory, all of their glory, I guess. Um, it also like I know what you mean because if you look at them it feels like it's like, oh yeah, you can see this is like a big mask or something they put on their faces, while everything else was before that was done in like Blender and stuff like that. So it looked like kind of weird from the get go, and also it's what it was hidden by all the found camera footage style that has normally been used, which obviously you don't do here the whole time through, which I think was a
Yeah.
good choice overall. Um,
Yeah, well, 'cause I think especially here, it would have been very difficult to explain why there's a person with a like VHS camera, like a like a high 8 tape analog camera. So like this is all presumably like 35 millimeter film, if not just like a good digital XLR camera that's mimicking 35 millimeter. But I guess for lack of the simple way of putting it is this part is shot like a real movie,
Mm.
and
Oh wait, the black
I
ink
don't.
thing is the bacteria mold that consumed the dead. Oh, I mixed them up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Well, but I mean, I guess the point Metal was making is that a lot of the monsters that you see in the Kane Pixels videos are scarier because you can't really see them as well, and they look much more. Because I mean, these things look bizarre too. So
Yeah.
I was about to say they look more bizarre, but like these things, the still lifes here, the human looking ones, do look more like humans, but they look like humans with weird prosthetics on them, or just mannequins that are made to look sort of human, as opposed to things that seem like they actually exist. Now that again, it's where we're in kind of like tricky territory. It's like, well, perhaps that was the intention and that they're supposed to look like constructions because of the
Mm.
whole like series of a sketch of a thing. And fair enough. I thought that they looked a little on the silly side and undercut how scary they may have otherwise been.
I think the big guy looks the silliest, actually, unfortunately.
Yes, and I was gonna get there because I think actually when I first talked about this movie, without giving much away, that I think that they showed far too much of the primary monster in this film, which I guess are we going to start talking? We've kind of referenced it a few times. But the massive, or wait, did we have anything else to talk about in this scene before we move on to the big action scene at the end?
Well, they have the reversed uh role play section, I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
Well, it's not reversed. They just do it again, but he gets super duper angry.
Yeah,
Uh,
the different context where it's not only she's now tied to a chair and in a situation where she's very much thinking that he is going to kill her,
uh-huh.
and he's doing the role play with far more anger behind it, even though he's essentially saying, is it exactly the same things? Is
I
it
think it's
one to
almost
one?
the exact same thing, yeah. But he's like
Yeah.
super angry about it. And he also cuts off the hair from the fake wife and puts the red hair on her because then she can be
Oh
in
god,
character
yeah.
better. It's like
Yeah,
Jesus.
not just like he doesn't cut a like lock of hair. He cuts like the scalp
Yeah, just
off of it.
scalps her essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Sorry, we almost missed that part because that was super fucked up. But yeah,
um
so like, and I thought it was neat, and I think that also this is where if honestly, if $8 million of this budget was to pay Chiwetel Ejiofor to be in this movie, I think the opening monologue or role play scene and this scene are what made it worth it.
mm,
Because man, if you didn't have a good actor doing this, it would really have not landed at
yeah, it
all.
was sucked.
Yeah, like because the dialogue's not spectacularly written, although I think for the context of it just being a role play script that a patient for a psychiatrist wrote in order to
hmm
express his feelings. I think it functions quite well. But where it would live and die is how the actor delivers it, and Chiwetel Ejiofor is like fucking great actor. So
Yeah.
like I think he does quite well with this.
Um but yeah, she then's like, oh well, fine. If you want help, it's like, yeah, you know why your wife left you? It wasn't because of the drinking or the outbursts or the being angry and yelling. It's because of all the whining. Because keep complaining and blame everyone around you. Uh, Drank alcohol was work. Got angry. It's because of everyone else. So yeah, that's why she left you. And then she gets very sad and it's like, oh shit. And I think
Yeah.
all of his yelling attracted the big guy. I think that's why he's here.
Yeah, and I mean, arguably, all of that yelling is what constructed the big guy in the first place.
Also
And
true, yeah.
yeah, and I think that this is probably the most what would be the word for it? The biggest takeaway, like moral that you could get from the movie, and the thing that is most difficult to manage when it comes to recovering from psychological issues, is that it's really tough to find the things that you need to take responsibility for without pushing that too far into blaming yourself for things that aren't in your control. And I think that here, she's really just putting the nail on the head. That's like, look, some things are out of your control and that sucks. But you are definitely like your biggest problem is that you're not taking responsibility for the things that you did. And if you want to heal, if you want to get better, you need to accept that some of these things were because of choices you made. And improving in the future will require you to make different choices.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I don't know if this is spot on, but I think that is why he decides to like untire.
Mm-hmm.
That he like realizes that like yeah maybe you're right actually.
Yeah.
As much as I've delved pretty deep into absolute insanity here, it might not all be because of other people. There's some element of it that is my responsibility, and the freeing aspect of realizing that if you're going through any like psychological difficulties is accepting the things that are your responsibility means that hey, there are things that you can change going forward. You can't change the past, but you can change how you then act in the future if you learn the lessons that you're given the opportunity to learn here. Am I making sense, or am I'm going into like psychobabble craziness?
No, I think it makes sense. I think you're fine.
Okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that for like a YouTuber horror movie that like is oh yeah, it's Zoomer horror because of a 4chan meme. There's a fair amount there that you can dig into, you know? Like I mean it's this isn't just popcorn nonsense and I like that about this movie that it really got me thinking. And yeah, you know, as I said, I don't think this movie is perfect. I think there's a lot that it could have done better, but scenes like this, I think actually do elevate it to being, oh, there's stuff to dig into here, and
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was actually pretty okay.
And because it was pointed out in chat, he was seemingly saying the last time I saw him, he's scalping a copy version of his ex, and it has the psychiatrist tied to a chair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
the
a
time.
thing. It's a hard thing to, you know, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? To
Under like place like time and space because again
Yeah,
like I think the big thing is it not being clear a how much time has passed for Clark in the back rooms or how much time has passed in the real world for everyone else. But I think that at the very least that by the time the psychiatrist enters the back rooms, Clark has been here for a very long time, like potentially years worth of time for him. So at least, and I mean that to me at least was like fairly clear just based on how how much he how much he learned about the what the backrooms are or how he perceives them. Things like the mural that he drew on the wall with the abstraction of Pirate Clark, like all that stuff. I don't think is the kind of thing that he would have done in a weekend. You know?
yeah. Kind of have to think that he's been here for a while because otherwise it just would be really odd. Because we see him getting potentially caught or anything, because something picks up the camera, right? And then we cut back to her and we follow her around for a while. Yeah, it's maybe it could have been translated a bit better to the screen, I would say, because it's a bit wonky as to how much time has passed. Because obviously that he's been down here mapping out stuff even after he was or he fed people to the monsters or whatever you want to call it. But then whatever happened after is like a bit wonky. So yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, I guess specifically, I'm saying the timeline between when he enters the back rooms with Kat and Bobby to when we see him in his projection of his kitchen. At least I got that for him, a lot of time has passed.
yeah,
Now, granted, could me be me writing the movie for him, but to me, I guess that was portrayed in a way that was immediately clear. And I guess it made me buy things like the dramatic shift in his personality by that point, and then learning things about the backroom lore, how the time doesn't exactly work the same way that it does in our world.
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know
I could
about his
go either
hair
way.
growing. I guess
I don't think his
did his
hair
hair
grew
grow?
at all. I think he looks pretty much exactly the same, which is probably why
Maybe.
it's gonna be hard to uh argue there was very clear time has passed.
At the same time, I mean, there's nothing to say that he can really cut his hair in there. Like he does at least have a knife.
I could have also come back out again at some point shortly and do some things. I don't know. It's kind of up to interpretation a little bit, but also with what we see, it could go either way. I don't know. The thing is, I'm also working with a little bit of knowledge of what's already going on in the Backrooms lore from Kane Pixel stuff, where I know
Mhm.
there's like some weird time shit going on, but that probably doesn't translate for everyone as it did for you, because again, his hair didn't really grow. His beard is not larger or anything, at least not from memory. So yeah, I totally
Yeah,
get how
and
this could be a bit confusing.
well, and that's the thing, and I don't necessarily think I don't think time passes in the back rooms the same way it does here. With the only thing
Oh,
that
someone in
maybe
chat just
throws
pointed something out that's actually pretty important. They were built stuck under his store door, so it has been sometime in real life as well.
yeah, so there you go. And like generally you will get a bill once a month. So I mean, I guess you could count how many bills there that are there and that could maybe just directly translate into the amount of months that have
Yeah,
passed,
but
assuming their bills from the
then
same
we just
thing. Yeah.
strengthen the problem with what the fuck is Async been doing if they have the footage of him walking around down here. Uh,
I mean, yeah, and I think the easiest answer for that is maybe they're not 100% sure where this specific place is.
I
And
mean, they
like
have
they're
a
trying to
photograph of it when they show it to her.
Oh, do they have a photograph of like the outside of the store?
Yeah, they show it to her at the
Oh,
end, and then show her where
yeah,
you
and
looking for this guy. So,
yeah, that does make it tricky. Well, like I mean, I guess also let's see again. Like now, I feel like I'm slipping into defending the movie from reasonable criticism mode, which I'm not intending to do. I'm just trying to think of ways that it could possibly function because that is a big thing with this movie. That piecing it together is sort of the fun, but like maybe Async's intentions might have a fair amount to do with it, like because they found him and they know where he is, perhaps they're finding it more interesting to just study him. Because at least like by the end of the next sequence in the last shot of the movie, it's pretty clear that Async knows that if you're in the back rooms for really any length of time without a hazmat suit on, like you're done.
hmm.
It's over.
Well. Anyway, the big guy arrives and he bites Clark to death. And he's a big pirate guy that kind of looks like Clark, but is very aggressive.
Yeah. It's if a mannequin stuffed animal thing was made of Pirate Clark from that commercial from the beginning, but it was 9 feet tall and hungered for human flesh.
Yeah, and like
Which again,
in
this is another choice that
yeah.
I wasn't thrilled with because when I saw it, it was all I could do not to burst out laughing.
The thing is,
But
it's still kind of fine when they're in the room because it's dark right now in the room, so it's like it
mm,
doesn't look that bad. But when it starts walking outside towards Mary, and it just drags his corpse, like, oh, you just look like a big pirate. That's kind of funny.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like it's just I just did not like the choice of either the monstrous version of Clark taking this form, the way they shot it, the way they lit it, the actual like was it a puppet? I mean, I guess there's obviously like a CGI element to this, but I just think the VFX it drifted the movie from scary and intense to silly and funny, which
Mm.
I think hurt it, especially after the last scene that I found quite strong. Or I guess
Uh,
same scene, but the preceding moments of this scene.
yeah. She runs away. There's a bunch of rooms with like chandeliers on a very low ceiling, just a bunch of couches together. It looks like a fake neighborhood when she exits the house as well. Which I guess I would imagine if you cross reference it with
Yeah,
wherever he
her
lived, it
conscious.
might look like his neighborhood that his house is in. Uh,
Oh, I kind of thought that this was more being constructed out of her subconscious because of the house that she was in the neighborhood that
oh,
we
maybe it
got a
was
few shots.
hers. I'm not 100% sure. I would need to double check. there's also this symbol with the sun, which might mean something.
Do we have an image of that? I'm taking
I always think of the Dark Souls sun for some reason when.
the praise the sun one or the
Yeah,
eclipse.
for some reason it's not the one. I think it means like something with splendor or something. I actually have no idea what any of this means. I just remembered from the Wendigoon video, and I remember that it's in here.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I need to see the symbol to comment on it. Oh,
uh,
apparently that was an actor in a suit. Like at least the 13 Jack Diamond says the actor who wore that Pirate Clark suit is actually that tall. Man,
oh,
it's like
nice.
he
That's sick.
wasn't stilts or anything. Jesus. I mean, maybe it was
Splendor,
just the way
yes.
they shot it,
The
but
sun
yeah. So then
motherfucker.
I guess if it was like a guy in a suit, I just think maybe the design of the suit, the lighting on it, I just think it veered a little too far into silly for my taste, and it's another one of those things that it's stuff like that that would make it harder for me to recommend this even to people that like enjoy horror movies because think about I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. You should definitely go see it. They'll get to that and be like, dude.
Also, think about this. Why was the redhead copy scared? They don't feel anything, but she's afraid of Pirate Clark. Maybe her fear is a memory of what Clark did to her. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe that's probably it.
Well, and
Um,
that's the thing, right? Because he thinks of his divorce and his home situation as his like ex-wife just hurting him and abusing him and taking things from him when the amount of fear that projection of like the still life version of the wife has from the still life version of Clark, it's pretty clear that maybe he was definitely putting her in a situation where she was like reasonably afraid a lot of the time. And yeah, that provides a bit of context. But I think again, it's almost better that we don't get her side of the story because it makes shots and moments like that seem like there's more that you can think about with them than if
mhm.
it just went to a flashback and we saw him being super mean to her and maybe hitting her or something that I don't think that it would provide the same level of intrigue. And I guess no,
Um,
Zippy, I'm not sure that Jack wasn't making a joke. I didn't look up too much about the production of this movie, so though I mean, like he was a pretty big guy. Like, or I mean, the Pirate Clark is fairly large. like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I did. I think I did say 9 feet tall was my estimate. So
Well, again, she's running away. She gets into like a room that has like just a big hole in the middle, and you see like a whole bunch of floors with different things inside. There's like another tiny door on the ceiling that she climbs up to with a staircase that goes like over this abyss. She climbs through
yeah,
and she ends up in a fake furniture store that almost looks identical to Clark's furniture store. But interestingly, this one is kind of booby trapped with like knockout gas and electricity and stuff. And the monster goes through here. She arms herself with a coat hanger, I think it was, and she ends
I
up.
mean, find a weapon.
Yeah, she
Although
ends.
I don't think it would have done much to something that big. I would have just kept running personally.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have been that brave. But she knocks out the wooden leg and makes it fall over. But
I
that
feel
also
attacked.
trips the gas thingies canisters that are in here, and she's about to
Mhm.
get knocked out. But not before she can knock the fuck out of the big guy, which I call bullshit. I saw this fucking guy pick up Clark like he's giving him uppies. And now she's just holding him back with one hand in his face, which I was like, no, you're not doing that. That's a very much a movie thing you're doing right now, and I don't like it. But she has her like little cement handprint, uses that to knock the fuck out of the thing, which is bleeding, by the way, which I found interesting. This kind of squirts blood on her, and then she squeezes through the thing, which ends up being like a path to some of the researchers, and
Mhm.
they're very surprised to see her there. She passes out, and we see the uh, I guess this is the portal, as they call it. I think this is the portal to the back rooms they've made, like Async did. At least it looked very similar to the image I have in my had in my memory, because they have like a big metal wall and everything in front of it. So it might have been that thing. Uh, yeah, I think the researchers knock him out because I think we see it on like a stretcher or something, and they do some research on the big tall pirate man. They do some MRIs or something. They just give her a checkup essentially, and then she gets to talk to the research guy we've seen throughout the movie. Phil, I think, was his name.
Yeah. Mark Duplass, the
Yeah,
actor slash director.
I will say she didn't look very scared when he pinned her. It took me out a bit. Yeah, she was. That's actually a good point. I don't remember her being very scared. Um. Anyway, they have like a little talk. It's like, hey, how did you even get here? It's like, oh, I was looking for someone. Oh, did you look for this guy? Oh no, I don't remember which order it was, and he shows her like a cam footage of the back room. It's like, oh, we're looking for this guy. It's like, oh yeah. Also, how did you get inside the thing? It's like, oh, I went into a furniture store in the basement, just walked through a wall, and then he holds up the picture they have of the store. She's like, yep, that's the one. And apparently, Async has been doing MRI machines at least until they found this thing, and now he's just been researching this thing every day, mapping out, trying to figure out things about it, and yeah, we're just trying to figure this thing out. And then she repeats the thing that Clark said. It's like, oh, it's like when you explain a dog to someone who's never seen a dog before, and then ask them to draw it, and he's like, yep, pretty much. And now you want me to explain it to you? It's like, yep, that's it. And I think he just keeps on talking a little bit, and then we kind of fade out the sound, and we see the I don't know the remains of her child home, but it's not the real one because it's inside a big back room, well, room, and we see a whole lot of weird doors and rooms and stuff that are mirrored upside down. You know, all the stuff. Like there's memories off of her that things, not that things that the back room has created now as well, including some missing posters for Kay and her boyfriend on some posts and stuff like that. And I think the ending shot is a weird copy of her sitting in a chair that looks like the room she's being talked to right now, but she has like some weird double face going on and like like more fingers than you usually have. And I think that's where it ends. I think that's the ending scene.
Yeah, and I guess like I track that as she is now just become a fixture of the backrooms, but I guess it also could be that she's totally fine and it is just left this version of her.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. What did you think?
I think the backrooms just made a copy of her now as well. Now that she went through here, or even already has done that back when she was a child. Because I think what happened when she was a child is the mother also found some kind of gateway to do things, and that kind of made her go crazy. Because we see the shot where it goes through like the walls and like it becomes more simplified. Like almost there's the back rooms are already doing copies of that room right below their house. So she's already been copied in there, but now she went back in. The back rooms maybe has more information to make new versions of that, better versions, more up to date versions, something like that. That's kind of was like my read on it.
So, I mean, do you think she survived? Like, is she okay in the real world at the end of this movie, or is she just stuck in the back rooms and dead? Because that's
that
sort of what I got from it.
I'm not sure what async really does with civilians because in the one guy they try to get rid of was one of their people. So I don't know if they just terminate people when they end up in the back rooms, but also make their way there. I don't know. It could go either way because you don't need to be dead to be like a copy in the back room because the pirate man was essentially a copy of Clark in some ways, and he was still alive when that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but I mean, Clark also did end up being stuck in the back rooms forever and
Mm-hmm.
dying. But granted, killed by his own, yeah, killed by his own projection. So it's a bit of a different situation than her just deteriorating into becoming a projection. But I guess like I got the impression that if you enter the back, like the reason they have the hazmat suits on is because if you enter the back rooms without one, you will just get absorbed into the back rooms as like a fixture of them and not really ever be able to leave. And perhaps if people like Clark do leave, they'll be compelled to come back
Hmm.
and until they're just there forever. But again, that might just be me not entirely understanding the lore. I know that there was that thing where like Async lost a guy, and they're like I'm talking about things I learned from the Wendigoon
Yeah,
video.
yeah. That's the guy I
They
was
lost,
referring to. Like they
yeah, they
lost
had
a
a
guy.
funeral for him too,
Yeah.
and
That's also where you know that he was down there way longer than he was missing, essentially. Uh,
mhm.
or the other way around. Like for them, it was like months, but he was only down here for a couple of days. I don't know. I would need to double check, but yeah, it's could go either way. I'm not sure. Like the way they show it, it kind of implies they made her go away or killed her or whatever. The way it's framed, but I don't know. I could be argued either way, honestly.
Yeah, either way, the last image of the movie is quite dark. This
Yeah.
movie does not have a happy ending. It's not like, oh, okay, Pirate Clark was defeated and evil was vanquished, and now everything's going to be okay. And she learned a lot from this journey through the subconscious, and now she's going to give up the trauma that she received from her mom going crazy, and everything's going to be good. It ends on a very shit kind of
Mm-hmm.
note. And while I mean, I've heard a lot of people describe the ending as abrupt, I don't know that that is the word I would choose exactly. I think that it
Hmm.
is the ending is definitely dark and nihilistic, but I think that it ends with i- a very detailed scene about Clark's mentality, followed by a big action sequence, and then a I guess exposition scene from someone who's essentially giving a different perspective on the lore from
Mm.
Phil. So I don't know. I think like I think it did pretty much everything that it needed to do, with the only thing being up in the air being like Mary's fate. Like, is she
Yeah.
okay or is she just stuck in the back rooms forever? And the only reason they were talking to her at all was, hey, yeah, like let's try to learn something from this person before they completely lose their sense of self and just become a backrooms thing.
Yeah, we shall see what goes on. From what I've seen online, async isn't totally evil, just explores, sometimes doing not good things. I think it's left to interpretation if she survived. I think so too, yeah. Uh, I think they're just kind of being very secretive, especially with the other guy that we just talked about that they want to keep secret. Even did like a ceremony for him that he died, stuff like that, and then he came back,
Funeral,
and
yeah.
they were trying to, you know, figure out what to do, but then he went crazy and still thought he was in the back rooms. Like this was all an elaborate scheme by the back rooms to drive him crazy, and then he went away, and then he allegedly fell down and broke his neck. That could mean they executed him, or he's just still about somewhere. So yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
Do you think the
I'll
lore helps you enjoy the film more than a normie? I don't know. I think it just raises more questions most of the time. Like knowing that they can also just copy straight up people that are not just the mold or whatever. I think that's just a completely new thing. That just makes me wonder if there's like places where there's perfect copies already, especially when you go further into the future or whatever. Uh, I don't know. the thing is, I'm not like an expert. I just kind of watch the breakdowns sometimes because I find it kind of interesting. But it's definitely helped you more to enjoy it multiple times, I think, because you can look at this mural, for example, or look at all the rooms and see what's on there, see why the splendor symbol is back on there, and stuff like that. You definitely get a lot more mileage if you're a theory crafting guy, I think. Um, but yeah, that's that. I mean, I would recommend giving it a watch for sure. It definitely beats everything else that's that comes out of Hollywood for most of the time. And I think people are just happy to see something original that has some passion behind it, and that's not fucking gross slop that looks like everything else.
Yeah, or an adaptation of something
Or
that
an
isn't just,
adaptation, yeah.
"Oh, we found this comic book or superhero to adapt." This is more like, "Oh, like what about this internet rabbit hole?" At the same time, like, sorry, I was running the washroom during,
Hmm.
the last little discussion. I think it's less that the lore makes you understand the movie better and more the movie might give you that bug to dive deeper into the
Yeah.
lore, and that is its own kind of fun. So I think that would be the way that that the lore and the movie interact most specifically. It's that, hey, there's more to dig into if you have questions about that universe and want to, you use your brain to do a little digging and researching and thinking about it. Now, the question, Exit 8 or Backrooms? I don't know. I think I enjoyed Exit 8 a little bit more, but it's more straightforward.
Hmm.
Backrooms, there's more going on. It's more there's more to dig into, but there's also a lot more things that might put you off. Whereas Exit 8, I think, is just a pretty straightforward psychological horror movie.
Right, yeah. Shit. Oh yeah, because I've seen if you know the channel Man Carrying Things, he has like been doing these short comedy bits of different topics, and he did one on on Backrooms, it's like this one character says, "Oh yeah, it's like this very cool movie that's not super hard to understand, and it's not like indulgent, scare slob, blah blah blah." And the other character is essentially just like, yeah. It's like, wait, you don't look too happy. What's going on? And the other character just says, "Oh no, I thoroughly enjoyed it." And like, oh, okay, so what's the problem? It's like, oh, there's like so many. I've seen the videos. I think is like, I've seen the videos. You have no idea. K Pixel just saved the livelihood of of all the theory crafting channels for the next year. It's pretty funny. Um,
I mean, yeah, like, yeah, that's probably true. Like, I think there is a lot that people who do Backrooms lore explorations will be able to dig into as a result of this movie.
yeah,
At the same time, I don't necessarily think the movie is I don't know, like, by scale, I'm not sure that the movie added much more than you could already start digging into if the movie didn't exist, right? Like,
uh
there's
huh.
already a shitload to paw through.
Yeah, personally, the
And
Wendigos lore video is a lot more interesting than this. There's a lot more to it in the lore video, of course, because you can go to all the bits and bobs that have been accumulated throughout the years. The thing is, I usually just watch those videos because honestly, I don't. I forget these things exist until I see one of these videos, and then it's like, oh yeah, now I just want to watch the video, and then I've seen it. And a lot of times I just don't. Honestly, I just don't really even have the time to just go around and start theory crafting on analog horror stuff at the moment. So I'm probably gonna not be super interested in it myself. It's kind of weird because I feel the same way now about the Fear and Hunger games. Like sometimes I go on like a lore binge on that, and it's like, oh, maybe I should give that game another go. And then I do. It's like, man, I really don't like playing this game. I
well,
don't think
Fear
it's
and Hunger, the game. Sorry, I thought you meant the Hunger Games. I was
no,
like,
no,
really?
Fear and Hunger Termina.
Got it, got
Like
it.
actually, I had the Fear and Hunger games on my list to stream again, not again, just stream them and play them then. But I know the mood for that just went away rather quickly. And I was like, I don't know. I tried playing them. I bought them both on itch.io because you can't buy them on German Steam because they're too spicy or something. I don't fucking know. Uh, and I was like, oh man, this is like fun to listen to and all the lore, but man, these I played those games like, God, this is like every time you die, you get like yeeted back to the beginning or to wherever you did a save, and it's so much things, and it's like slow, like it's rather slow because it's like an RPG Maker game, and you have to do all these things, and then it's like RNG heavy, like every playthrough has like different items in the boxes. Like, God, this is like gonna be a pain. Like I I'm sure it's gonna get easier when you play it more and more and start understanding all the mechanics, but I just didn't really have that much fun playing them. I don't know. I find the lore really cool, and all the body horror is really nice. But Jesus, I just can't bring myself to go back to play them, unfortunately. Which, by the way, I think yeah, Dogma, the guy just put out a 12-hour video on Fear and Hunger Termina. I'm gonna be chomping through that in my off time
Oh,
because I like the lore. Also, Long Man, good.
as always.
Yeah. Anyway, this had nothing to do with anything we just talked about, but yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Overall, I would give it a watch. I think it's a pretty neat watch. I think this movie's neat. I think this was really neat, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
really
think that
happy
that's
we have
really
a we get a couple of more original things right now with like Obsession and like this one, original and foremost fucking simple to understand for the most part. Especially Obsession was like, oh yeah, this is what this is. Okay, got you. Oh,
Mhm.
this is also kind of spooky, neat.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually the strength of both Obsession and this movie are like almost polar opposites. This movie's strength is being so bizarre and abstract that you can really dig into it by thinking about it a whole bunch, whereas Obsession is just very straightforward, simple, and well executed. And
Yeah.
yeah. And I think actually that's why Obsession is ultimately, I think, more effective as a movie because it's keeps it in the pocket, as it were. Whereas this
Mm-hmm.
movie swings for the fences and it misses a little bit, but there's also, there's stuff to like about this movie as well. And I would recommend it to most horror movie fans, though I think a lot of them I would maybe give the yeah, but just brace for some weird shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's I think it's just in general just really good that these low budget movies are just kind of dominating the box office and everything because I like Hollywood surely has to look at this like, wait, maybe we shouldn't spend $250 on every movie we make and then just lose all the
Yep.
money immediately. They should just do a little less.
And maybe the video game industry should also be being like, hey, maybe maybe $400 million AAA games aren't what we should be dumping all our money into. We
Yep.
should cut the budget in half or a quarter, honestly. Oh, like honestly, even less than that, and you could still probably make a pretty good movie. I
Yeah.
think like I was seeing like Jason Schreier apparently made a video like trying to do like the math on why video game budgets are so expensive and he'd be like, yeah, like I don't remember the exact math he was using, but he used the example of being like, say you have 100-person team where everyone's getting paid $10,000 a month for 3 years, and it ends up like whatever that math turns out. It's like that would be the budget for the game. But
Mm-hmm.
what if it's a 400-person team and they're getting paid $15,000 a month, and it's for this amount of years, and saying like, so you see, that's why Marathon cost $400 million. I'm just like, whoa, hold on. Do we need a 400-person team? Can we not make a pretty good video game by paying 100 people to work for 2 years or three,
Yeah.
like, or 50 for that matter? It's like, why do they need to have gigantic bloated teams? And I think honestly, the reason, and as far as my just layman-ish perspective, like my armchair video game developer thing, is like I think they're just focusing too much on making the graphics super pretty and not just making a good video game.
No.
But it's the same idea with comparing something like Mandalorian and Grogu to Backrooms or Obsession. It's like you'd spend a whole bunch of money doing a lot of visual effects and silly stuff with a bad script, and it doesn't make for a better movie than a like straightforward idea, a budget
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense for what you're trying to do, and a good plan that you're executing at least decently to very well, depending on whether you're using Backrooms or Obsession as the example.
No. Someone in chat just asked about the Spider-Man trailer. I've seen this and I'm already like, oh, this looks like It's gonna have 700 characters. It's gonna be 8 hours long, and it's gonna make no fucking sense. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And Metal messaged that to me, and it's the reason I haven't watched the trailer yet. I'm just like, oh god, I just can't right now.
Fucking Hulk is in there, and it's like, oh great, you just keep putting Hulk in everything besides fucking a Hulk movie. It's gonna be funny because he's gonna turn into the Hulk, and then the Hulk's gonna be very angry because he fucking repressed him, which yeah, of course this is gonna happen. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's
Isn't
yeah.
Hulk being repressed? Wasn't that the whole deal with the Avengers? The first
Well, if
Avengers movie?
well if you've
Didn't they
seen
already do that?
no, the thing is in Endgame, he's like, "We're one. We're like Smart Hulk now. That's cool." And then She-Hulk comes around. It's like, "Yeah, I built a thing, so now I'm human. So this represses the green guy completely." It's like, "Wait, but
No,
didn't
I
you?"
didn't watch She-Hulk. I watched
Oh, good.
videos on She-Hulk. I didn't actually sit through it though.
Yeah, but apparently that thing breaks or something, and then he turns into Hulk, and then Hulk angry or something. And then you have like these, I don't know, some weird red ninja fuckers, which I don't even know what they are. Punisher is in this, and apparently the meme is that every time he's about to say a swear word, he's gonna get webbed to the mouth or something. Hilarious. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
Kill me.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably gonna be shit. I don't have any hopes for that. Which is sad because Spider-Man is like the only one that had like at least some decent character stuff going on. But we shall see. It's gonna be weird.
Well, I mean, I think yeah, like we mentioned this before in reference to Spider-Man, but the whole deal with the end of No Way Home being like, yeah, now he's back to just being friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and we're gonna strip things down and focus it more on just a Spider-Man movie. And then next movie, oh yeah, by the way, it's full blown an MCU crossover movie. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, a good like, did we need 10 villains in the original Spider-Man movie? In Spider-Man 2? Like, no, it was fine. It just happened like Doctor Octopus, Green Goblin.
Hope to introduce a real Mary Jane and move past Zendaya. Nope, she's in that movie. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be very sad because she doesn't know who that is, and she's gonna have another boyfriend. It's gonna be very sad, and I don't care. Um,
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be a thing we'll talk about, I'm afraid. Um, hey, let's do some super chats.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll yeah, get ready for stream happening on my channel too,
Yeah,
right after we're done.
already put on the redirect. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
forced to be there. Owen Wang Ravioli with the $2. Thank you very much. Marc, make a Lego leg. You won't regret it. It's probably gonna be about as expensive as a prosthetic leg, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, maybe. And like I guess finding a way for that to be comfortable, I can't even imagine because Lego's very angular. Besides, then like those the bricks and minifigs guys will probably steal it from me. It'll be a whole thing. Speaking of lore, holy shit!
Dude, this is my favorite thing that happened this year. It's so awesome. The only reason I watched this is because Nick told me, not me, like told. Well, they all told me about it when they were talking about the whole thing after the EFAB. I think on The Boys. And they were talking about shit. I was like, guys, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what's going on. And it's like, wait, I'll link it. And I was like, oh shit. Let me check that out at some point. And then I started watching. It's like, holy shit, this is the most exciting thing I've seen in a long time. This is about Legos.
Yeah,
this is nuts.
it's really wild. Like if you don't know what we're talking about, look up Reckless Ben
Yeah.
Lego. If you search Reckless Ben Lego on YouTube, you will find probably about 20,000 videos. And just I
Yeah.
don't know,
He made
watch one. Then
watch his own videos and then just watch Nick cover it. Nick covered like a whole lot of it. I watched a bunch of it. It's good stuff.
yeah,
Super
it's
interesting.
crazy that it's a thing that's happening in real
And there's
life.
still a part 3 pending, but I think he's not allowed to release it right now because of
They
legal
like
things.
cease and desisted him. So
It's
if he
so
does release,
fucking insane. They prevent him from saying even their name online, and then the fucking guy goes on like everyone's YouTuber's live stream to quote unquote defend himself. That's fucking insane, dude. Uh,
Yeah, that's
oh yeah,
it's
CoffeeZilla made a
pretty
video on it as well. He talked to
Oh
like,
yeah, the CoffeeZilla one, if you wanna just get something quick on it, that's probably like a good way to see the boiled down version of it. But I mean, honestly, the journey for the Reckless Ben videos is kind of nuts because it goes from being just like a weird sort of legal argument between a guy who not sold but put gave his Lego collection to a store to sell it for him, and it turns into like police corruption and
oh yeah,
a
it's
guy
insane.
just leaving the country, and I don't know, it's pretty crazy.
Let me just say the second video
Allegedly,
is called "I got
this is all
arrested
a grand
over."
scam.
The second video is called "I got arrested over Lego," and you think like, oh, he's gonna be like arrested shortly, 3 times, and he actually goes to jail. So it's, it's fucking insane.
The animation too when he's in jail was so fucking funny.
Anyway, Joey Bag of Donuts with the $5. Thank you very much. Being the
Thank
father
you.
of so much pain with mixtape. Happy Father's Day, Mootle. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
Not Kevin Feige with the 6 months of bearded fleaminess. Thank you very much. Funny how the top is that one. Funny how the top 2 biggest horror movies for Zoomers are also their desires: having a girlfriend and having a house. Oh, Colin Walker of the $2. Thank you very much. What does beasts mean, precious? What does it mean? I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure. Ask Golem.
Ask Golem. Which Mr. Diorio also streamed his first part of on Friday, I think.
Exciting.
Oh yeah. TRKG with the $5. Thank you. I saw the chairs as the back room, seeing them as one object as opposed to 2 objects stacked, as whatever force involved had no context for chairs. Yeah, exactly. It's cool visual. Also, hello, James.
Hello.
Darkington came through with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
MJO Skyver with the $5. I hope Kane gets to work with more talented creatives for his next film. I respect his efforts in making this so much more than Stuckman. Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again,
Absolutely.
having seen Shelby Oaks, this is a movie that I would
Dude.
recommend. Shelby Oaks is one I would not.
Stuckman has to be seething. 3 YouTuber movies in this year, and they all fucking ruled the box office and were super popular, while everyone else like, oh yeah, maybe he should stick to not writing. Oh god. And another membership from Residual Steve. 5 months
Thank
of being
you.
flaminess. Thank you very much. Thanks for keeping us forgemanized. I'll do my best. We do our best. Sorry. And another $5 from Slumpy coming through. How did you land the role of guy turning the lamp on and off metal? Oh, you know, my grubby fingers go everywhere. I pop up on every stream sometimes, including Nicholas Diorio's stream as the fucking sound bits for the donations. Dude, when I watch some of his videos in the background, and I just hear Mauler and I drunkenly rant, where I was like, Nicholas, the goat. And I just say, Nicholas, thanks for sucking my balls. Oh, God. I think I have like I showed up in one of Random's videos as well, like "fuck it, we brawl" or something. There's like my face over the character or something. It's I'm everywhere. I'm a little Weasley weasel. That was I'm a wordsmith too. Yeah, thank you for the support as always, very much appreciated. And
I think we got one more from Slumpy. Oh, and
that's the one I read last. Yeah.
Oh, did you just get that one? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the guy turning the lamp on and off. That's
Sorry, I was making sure my stream stuff was good. I just didn't hear that one, but
yeah. I mean, I would ask what's next for you, but you're gonna do a stream right after this and do the Wuthering Waves Cyberpunk
Edge Runner stuff. Yeah,
thingy,
so I don't know if it's gonna be any good. So yeah, we'll experience it together. But I'm not gonna be on a camera because my camera is fucking weird the way it works. So.
But yeah, I'll send you over there. The redirect is already set. And as for me, I'm gonna I'm gonna finish up my rewatch of yeah, Mark, you already read that one, the
There
$2. Well, thank you
you
very
go.
much.
The extra $2 was my plan all along. Thanks.
Ah, you fool. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch those last two episodes of House of the Dragon, and then tomorrow I guess I'll watch the new episode, whenever that's available for me. I actually haven't checked, but it's I think it's sometime this night or maybe I don't know. It'll be at some point. I will watch it and then I'll jump straight back into good old 007 First Light, which I'll
Yay.
probably start recording Tuesday, I think. And I'm gonna be interested to see how longest this one is gonna be. But first, I'm gonna need to finish my notes from my second playthrough and maybe sort some stuff. So yeah, that's in the works. I'll do a World of Assassination stream that I meant to do last week, but I was a bit behind on my offline playthrough and really wanted to get that done, so kind of postponed that stream. Yeah. And next week we'll do Supergirl. Hooray! I'm sure that's gonna be awesome.
Oh god, yeah, that's next week. Jesus.
Yeah, I need to book a ticket. Oh god, it's gonna be so hot. I need to go to the cinema. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a me issue. Anyway, yeah, well, that's that. That's all kinds of things cooking up. Good stuff, good stuff. And yeah, when I hit end stream, I'm gonna send you all over to Marc's stream. I guess you can just start that up right now if you want to.
It has already started. If you
Oh
go
my
there now,
god.
you'll see baby Jojo sleeping.
Ooh, very good. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Go hang out with Marc. He's gonna play the Gorm, and yeah, I'll say goodbye here from the Forge and say hello over on that other stream at the same time. That's crazy. We have the
Yeah,
technology.
technology.
Anyway, see you all soon. Goodbye.
Later, everybody. All right, Metal, I gotta go.